Hello, Swan Raid. Welcome in, beautiful people. As we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live. It'll push us out to the FYP. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Saturday morning. I hope everyone is excited and ready for a wonderful day. We are going to get active. We're gonna have we're gonna get some debates going. We're gonna get some debates going, right? But what I need everyone to do is be active participants. Can we knock out the daily gift goal? It's the little love you very much. If you don't mind, guys, please knock out the daily gift goal. It'll help boost the live. And if we can share the live maybe once or twice, that's super helpful. But more than sharing the live, reposting the live really, really helps. It's funny, I was scrolling through some lives yesterday and it shows like who actually reposts the live. Like if you see a live and then like one of your friends actually reposted it, it'll tell you exactly who reposted the live and push it out to your FYP. So that's really dope. So if you don't mind, like share it twice, that's fine. We don't want to spam share, but like reposting it is the best thing. You don't have the repost option anymore? That's weird. All right. Again, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me, and knock out the daily gift goal. It's the love you very much. I'm going to keep resetting those daily gift goals to little 1 cent gift goals. Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
You stepped in a box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Great stats will get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit.
Hey,
Step in if you dare. Truth hit hard
like a punch in the air. Ain't no
rules, no plan, no script.
One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
Nope. Shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed.
Hey.
Step in, don't you wanna?
What?
Sparring with Santana.
Mama.
I don't care what you claim on your background. Facts only if not, get clapped down. Whether you're left or right,
or you don't even vote.
If your logic is weak,
I'll sink your boat. Hey.
You talk slick, but you ain't got source.
No.
Just vibes, that ain't power, that's force.
I'm the
test, the trap, the trip, the call.
Oh.
You slip once, I'm snatching it all.
Boom.
Step in if you dare. Hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. Yeah. One wrong move, get cooked real quick.
Hey, no cap, thanks for the boxing gloves. Who is that? Who's in the boxing gloves? Was that Swan? What up, Swan?
You wanna sparring with Santana. Step in if you dare. You hit hard like a punch in the air. Ain't no rules, no plan, no script. One wrong move, get cooked real quick. No cap, no shield. Better know your stuff or you get revealed. Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana. Yeah. This ain't a safe place.
It is not.
This is flame.
Thank you for the confetti.
Step in, don't you wanna sparring with Santana.
Ba-ba. Bang, bang, bang. Guys, welcome in. This is Sparring with Santana. One-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana. And guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or you disagree with anything on the background. If you are friendly, do all the wonderful things, right? Tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. Also, I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1 cent gift goals. If we can actually knock those out, it'll continue to boost the live, push us out to the FYP, and get some debates going here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to start bringing people up again. If you are interested in debating anything on the background, or you just happen to have a thing for Jimothy, get up here. We'll get into it. Let's see here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Trump supporter, disagree, or a combination?
I disagree, and I support. I guess I more support the people who voted Trump in.
Okay. That's perfect. All right. Before we go too far, Orange Lazarus. Can I just call you Orange? Because I know I'm gonna keep messing up on Lazarus. All right. Orange. Before we go too far, quick question for you. Do you know who I am?
No.
Okay, cool. Orange, would you be okay if I give you and everyone else a quick introduction to not only who I am, but what this is?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. One moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Guys, welcome in. This is a Sparring with Santana, one-on-one debates with Trump supporters or anyone that disagrees with anything on the background. I am Santana, and guys, we are looking for some debates. So get in the box if you are a Trump supporter or disagree. We got Orange up here, and Orange, you said that you are someone that supports the right, and you disagree with multiple things on the background. Which point do you disagree with the most where you would like to start?
I guess I just disagree with the position of the so-called American left as being actually left-wing.
Oh, okay. So that's not something on the background. I'm confused.
Well, it's like, I guess it's like, moderate Democrats,
that's
Republican light, blah, blah, blah.
It's
implying that like you take a position on the left. Also, the full blame of Republicans, full control.
The moderate Dem thing wouldn't be for you if you fall on the right. You can go for any of the other topics, but just not that one, since that's.
I'm just saying that. Can you give me an example of even something farther to the left than the Democrats or the left wing of the Democratic Party, how they have actually in reality operated as a left-wing movement, or any successes they've had at all?
I'm a little confused as far as what that has to do with anything on the background. Would you like to pick a topic and we go from there?
Sure. Let's talk about how MAGA is a progressive force in American politics, the political movement of MAGA.
I'm a little confused. I don't think that it... Can you read? If not, I can read it out to you. I'm not like trying to actually, down you or anything. I'm just saying if you can't read, I can read the topics to you, because they move, and sometimes it's hard for people to see. I can read the topics for you if you need me to.
All right, let's do Republicans full power, full
control, full blame. Okay, perfect. Tell me why you disagree with the point that Republicans, since they have full control, that they get full blame.
Because I don't think that the problems in America right now are actually a result of political actors.
Okay.
Like what specifically are Republicans doing that Democrats, that you can be reasonably assured that Democrats wouldn't do, or hasn't been in the works over the long term?
The war in Iran, but that's not the point. All right, let me maybe if I start and explain my actual point, then you'll understand it a little bit better. The point that I have listed here, as far as Republicans' full control, full blame, speaks to the fact that the Republican Party has control of the House, the Senate. Oh, thank you for the motorcycle helmet. What up, Hector? The House, the Senate, and the presidency, and has a majority control of the Supreme Court. And so, since they have the majority of control across the board when it comes to our political system, they should actually be implementing different things that better the life for everyday Americans, but they haven't done that. The only substantial legislation that they have passed has caused the largest wealth transfer in United States history. At the same time, they have continued to fund a war while also taking away access for millions of Americans for healthcare. So they've overwhelmingly been harmful to the United States citizens. They have driven us to where we are, where we saw gas prices take the largest hike in U.S. history since the Vietnam War got ready to start. And we also saw inflation rise to an incredible amount. So again, The point being is that the current state of our country is where we are because of the party who has complete control.
Yeah, I just simply think that's an undialectical understanding of how politics works in the U.S. There are two sides of the same exact coin, Democrats and Republicans. Things like inflation you mentioned, the war in Iran, the kind of stripping away of healthcare rights. This is not the exclusive domain of one party or the other. Mm-hmm. This is a ruling class of monopoly and finance capital that simply corrupts and occupies our state. And the problem with thinking like, oh, this is the Republicans' fault or the Democratic fault.
I feel like you're still not understanding the point, because if you pretend as if I don't know that the Democrats have some culpability with where we are today. Yeah, some, because again, that's why I have moderate Democrats equals Republican light. And then if you pretend like I don't know, as if the 1%, the quote unquote ruling class, is the class that benefits everything. That's why I have capitalism is profit over people. But again, the full control, full blame is the point that I'm highlighting because of the Republican Party and what they can do. So
right,
you sitting here saying that there are two wings of the same bird, two sides of the same coin, blah, 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 blah. I hear you. I genuinely don't care about that point. I would like for you to directly actually attack any of the points that I made, instead of just saying, oh, yes, you said this.
You want to stick to the narrow confines of the allowed discourse within America. That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, you want to stick to the narrow confines. I'm saying that is a naive approach to understanding the actual political economy.
I just want to debate.
Well, debate on the actual topic of substance. Where does inflation come from? What is the forces behind the immiseration of the American people?
I don't want to debate you on something that I have no interest in.
It's the ruling class of capital. It's the ruling class. They buy both parties.
Hey, you can't debate me on something that I agree with.
You can vote this away?
Hey, shut up. Like,
you think you came up here?
Hey, you came up here to debate, but you have locked in on something that's not on the background to debate. And I agree with the quote unquote ruling class, you fucking donut. So I don't want to debate that. I want to debate a topic. You know what? I think you would be a perfect candidate for this one. Perfect candidate for this one. How do you feel about fragile men?
I think it's but simple jibber jabber nonsense that is made to politicize the sexes against each other and further bifurcate the working class. I think it's bullshit.
Oh, okay. So you think men who have an inability to actually exhibit any type of emotional control, impulse control, men who weaponize violence towards not only women, children, but other men who don't really understand consent, as you've shown that you don't have the ability to understand consent. You don't think that men that do all of those things while not properly addressing their emotional health with, things like therapy, you think that they're not a problem and deserve accountability within our society?
I never said anything about people that do commit atrocities should not be held accountable. I'm saying that this whole concept that there's some sort of toxic masculinity that is a primary problem is simply weaponizing the sexes against each other, and it is used for political gain and not necessarily a reflection of society. The reason why you're seeing
How is that not a reflection of society?
I think the reason why you're seeing disenfranchised
I don't want you to keep rambling.
is because they have no purpose in society.
Orange. I would like for you to directly address my point. How is that a reflection of society?
How is what a reflection of society?
I don't know. You rambled for a second. I want you to answer the question directly, because I said that you don't.
You said, do I support bad things? No, I don't. Obviously,
I didn't say shit about you supporting. I didn't say shit about you supporting bad things. Listen to the question and please answer the question directly. I think men who have an inability to emotionally regulate themselves, who refuse to get assistance as far as mental health and lean on negative things such as substance abuse, violence, and things along those lines are the real danger within our society and the ones that need accountability. They overwhelmingly perpetuate harm to not only women, children, but also men. And they are the primary reason, thank you for the gloves, the primary reason that we have a major issue within our country. It's because they lead with violence instead of leading with understanding. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I mean, I agree with that in the broad abstract strokes that you've painted this in, yes. But where I disagree is that I think the solution is that you have to give young men, specifically in America, a reason to be productive members of society. Mm-hmm. We have failed to do so. There is no broader project. The economy is completely fictitious and financialized. There are no opportunities. There is no greater project. It is simply an atomized and bifurcated
the actual
working class
party that you said that you support has perpetuated that to the furthest extent. So can you please
I never said I
understand?
Supported the Republican Party. I said I support MAGA, the political force that got Trump elected, because they have outflanked the left from the left.
I'm not doing this. This is stupid. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. I'm going to set the daily gift goal as the little pink heart puffs. And yeah, we're going to go from there. Listen, for anyone requesting up, like, actually be ready to engage in a debate. I'm not going to do like this weird, like, running around and looking for other shit to talk about that has nothing to do with the stuff on the background. Like, let's not do that. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't necessarily disagree. I'm
okay, hold on one second.
Clarification.
One second. Fahim, you said host ran. I sent you an invite. You come up here and tell me how I ran. Come up here and tell me. You're muted, so now you don't get to yap in my chat. But you tell me how I ran from someone who didn't want to debate the things I said I wanted to debate, but yet somehow debate the things that I said I agree with. That's stupid. Exactly. You're not going to come up here. All right. You said you wanted clarification?
Yeah. So I've always kind of aligned myself with like the moderate, independent. I don't align with, the left or the right. And lately I've been seeing this moderate Dems equals Republican light. Can you clarify that for me and like tell me a little bit more about what that means so that I can understand and maybe
just to make sure
to the left instead of being moderate still?
Wait, just to make sure that I understand do you disagree? Do you think there's any line of demarcation between people who consider themselves to be moderate Democrats versus anyone who considers themselves to be like a moderate Republican or anything?
I think that there are distinct factors between the two. Yes, they're very close in proximity with each other, but Republican light still would rather see Republican ideologies being pushed over Democratic ideologies.
I think both ideologies are pretty much the same. You said you deem yourself to be someone that is independent. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Why?
Because I can see where Republican parties, some of their policies,
can you be specific?
They're wanting to push.
I'll give you a minute to think about it, and what I'm going to do really quick is thank a couple of people, and then you can tell me, because I would like to know which things that you, since you said you're independent, which things that you can see the point of view and you support from the Republican perspective, and which things you agree with and you can see the perspective from the Democratic perspective. So take like 2 moments. Let me just thank just a couple of people really quickly.
Okay.
Debbie's in the chat for Caroline, who sent a $20 donation and said, "Good morning, Santana. Love the intro song so much. Did you write it?" No, Caroline, thank you so much for the $20 donation. I didn't write it. That's not me singing. I actually got a professional. I hired an artist who makes music to actually do that for me. It's not AI. It's not me. It's something that I specifically got made. I went to the artist. I told him about like sparring. I told him like what my mindset is with the live. I sent him a couple of the lives. I told him about a couple of songs that I played in the past when doing intros. And I said, "Hey, do your magic." And so he took all the information that I provided. He watched a couple of sessions of sparring. He listened to the songs that I put together. And then from that point, he actually made that song for me specifically. So no, it's not AI and I didn't write it. It's not me. It's literally a paid professional. Debbie's in the chat for Caroline. Thank you so much. Debbie's in the chat for Jared for the $1 donation. I want to say thank you. Thanks to you and the community for the good vibes. Knocked out my interview yesterday and it was supposed to be 30 minutes, lasted an hour. Holy fuck. That's when you know it's a good sign. When they keep you longer than you're supposed to be for the interview, like that's when you know they like you. About to meet my friends for Ethiopian food for lunch. Ooh, I stopped by to say thanks. Hey, make sure you get some tips. I fucking love tips. I've not gonna lie, I've had Ethiopian food maybe about 4 times this week, 4 or 5 times this week. And my mother-in-law made Ethiopian food for the other night and sent me some. Oh my God, fucking love Ethiopian food. It's the best. Debbie's in the chat for Jared. Debbie's in the chat for Jamerson for the $10 donation for coffee. Debbie's in the chat. Thank you so much for that. Debbie's in the chat for Joshua for the $5 donations and sent love. I love you, Joshua. And Debbie's in the chat for Indigo for the $7 donation saying, "Good morning, Santana." Good morning, Indigo. Guys, if anyone else like to support the live, or they can do so Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Or if you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, or like Cat Whiskers 56. W's in the chat for Cat Whiskers 56, who sent out 5 membership subscriptions. Holy fuck, let's go. W's in the chat. Thank you so much for those 5 memberships. You can actually support over on YouTube as well. Guys, if you are here, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. You see the word follow, and that means you're not following me. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. We have gotten about 5,000 followers within the last week. We are rolling. So we're on our way to 200,000 followers. Make sure you turn on that, hit that follow button, turn on notifications, join our community. It's beautiful here. All right. So you were saying that you are independent, and I wanted you to tell me which things do you align with from a Democratic perspective and which things you align with from a Republican perspective.
Okay, so I thought about my answer. I actually kind of want to rephrase what I said. Mm-hmm. So I used to identify myself as independent, mm-hmm. and now I am more so leaning towards the left, you know, liberal ideologies, democratic, all of that, mm-hmm. because of what's going on and what has been going on for like the last 15 years. And which is like most of my life. I'm only 25.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I just kind of wanted to know like the difference between moderate Dems and Republican light, if there is even a difference. Like,
yeah. So the entire premise
kind of confused me.
Yeah, the entire premise of that is that like when you talk about the only reason the Republican Party has been able to be so harmful throughout the history of our society, and currently specifically with the Republicans that have power now, is because moderate Democrats have been too afraid to actually not only push back on them, but fight for any type of progressive legislation that would allow our country to move forward. The greatest example I have of that is the ACA, right? When the ACA was actually passed, the purpose for the ACA was to be a stepping stone to universal health care. But due to the actual lack of fight from the Democrats. The only thing that they've been able to do is, while the Republicans has looked to abolish it over 60 times, they've tried to get rid of it. The only thing they've been willing to do is actually just stand up and say, no, we should keep it. And there's been no major changes to it. So the point that I'm making is, anyone who isn't for like more progressive stance, if you're not for things like universal health care, if you're not for things like free public option for higher education, if you're not for things that would actually like increasing the federal minimum wage to make sure people have a livable wage, if you're not fighting for those things, if you're just thinking that you should reach across the aisle and somehow work with the Republican Party, then I say that you're part of the problem and you're someone that's holding us up.
Right, and I wholeheartedly agree on that. I definitely. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. People are talking about how I switched up so quick.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. You know, I'm gonna drop you down because it doesn't really seem like you really disagree with that point. I'm actually looking for more of a debate, but I appreciate you coming up.
Right, and I respect it. I just wanted more clarification, and I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're looking for some debates. Miss Bella, thank you so much for becoming a late night tuber over on YouTube. And W's in the chat for CL8967, who sent the $10 euro. They say, I've been really enjoying listening to your discussions. Thank you. We're sanitized overseas, and hearing you talk gives me hope. W's in the chat. Absolutely. Hi, Cole. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Cole, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? All right. I'm going to drop you down. Your leaders for decades on both sides have failed you both. Clazel, you said your leader. Yeah, come up. I'm going to mute you because I don't care what you're saying in the comments. Come up here. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about how both of the leaders on both sides have been failing us. Come up here. I want to hear you. Yeah, I didn't think you were going to come up. Anyway, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links, and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, Ellie. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I know you said that to only request up if that was my stance, but I took a chance because I'm coming in from the Philippines and I just wanted to
But
do
are you
like
a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
I'm not a Trump supporter.
Do you disagree with anything on the background?
I think the only thing that I want to relay, if I may, and I'll try to be as
guys, please respect the boundaries of the live. When I say consent is necessary, please understand this. You don't get to actually just you can't just say, oh, I understand that these people are looking for something specific, but I'm just going to go up and do my own thing. That's like the most rude and disrespectful thing that you can do. And I know you think that you may be coming from a good place. I know you think that it may be innocent, but boundaries are important. Consent is important. I'm being so serious. I'm not trying to be mean, and I appreciate the hell out of any and everyone. But when people clearly state their boundaries, we should be able to respect them as adults. No one should feel so entitled that they can say, I hear you repeating your boundaries. Or some people even put their boundaries on the screen. And for people to openly say, I don't care about your boundaries, I want to do this. That is the antithesis of being absolutely selfish. What are we doing? And there are ways to go about, even if you wanted to get up here and you knew that it wasn't for what was the purpose of the live, the thing that you can do is you can do multiple things. You can put it in the comments, and if I see it, then I would definitely go ahead and bring you up or I'll speak to it. Redwin, I'm muting you. I don't care about what you're saying unless you get in the box. You can put it in the comments. I read the comments all the time, as you can see. If it's super important, you can get it to one of my mods and my mods will get it to me. Or if you want something specifically said, or if you have a direct question, you can always send something to the pay links. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. I answer any question through the pay links. I respond to any comment in the pay links. But guys, please respect the boundaries of the live. It's weird when you don't do that.
Nigga, shut your bitch ass up. Grown man ass whining.
Hey, you're a child. You're a child.
Stop
Shut
whining.
up. Shut up. You're a kid. You're a kid. Now, what you should do, instead of actually coming up here thinking that you had something to say, and you keep trying to spam nigga, you sound like you're a 5-year-old white boy. Cut that shit out. Like, I don't care about what you're doing. Like, you need to have a little bit of respect and grow the fuck up. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just block you. I really don't. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Your parents should have actually taught you better. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Yes, sir. So my name is Lane Chapman. I live in Cache, Oklahoma, and I voted for Trump.
Okay. What point do you disagree with on the background that you would like to start?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? It cut out a little bit on my end.
Yeah, it sounds like your signal's kind of going in and out. I said, which point on the background do you disagree with the most where you would like to start?
So let me tell you this. If I told you I live in Oklahoma, if you go to Oklahoma City, this is why I voted.
Your service is breaking up really bad. Your service is breaking up really bad. And also I would really like to know which points you disagree with on the background. Okay. I'm gonna drop you down. If you get better signal, you're more than welcome to come back, but your signal is cutting out so bad that we can't hear you. You're more than welcome to come back, but we can't hear you. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. Please, please, and thank you. Redwin, which point do you disagree with the most on the background?
Republicans, full control, full blame. I disagree with that. We do not have full control.
Okay.
Especially in the Senate, they don't have the, what is that, the 60 vote threshold? Is that right? Am I wrong about that?
No, that's correct. They don't have a supermajority.
Right.
How?
So
okay, I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead and finish your point.
They can't. No, they just can't. They can't pass whatever bills they want, you know, without some bipartisan support from some Democrats. So I don't believe that they have full control. Yeah, they do have the presidency, and you know, they're near. I mean, I guess you could call it a majority, right? But they can't just pass whatever bills they want. You know, the Democrats have to hold them accountable. So I disagree with that.
Okay. So the point of having full control, it's not about actually saying that they have absolute control. It's about saying they have full control, meaning that any type of legislation that they wanted to pass, they could pass. The problem is they have to be able to garner the amount of support depending on depending on the type of legislation in order to get it passed. The point being is that the party in power has the burden of governing, right? And so you can talk about like having to work with the other party if you don't have a supermajority. I'm not arguing that the Republican Party has a supermajority. I understand that, but I am saying that the Republican Party, since they do have the power, they should be able to pass legislation that benefits the American people. And that's the point that I'm getting to. If the legislation that they were trying to pass actually benefited the American people, then it shouldn't be an issue with not only galvanizing their party, but also getting support from the left in order to pass any type of legislation. The one thing that I will point to, and I will not stop pointing to this, is that they passed the BBB among party lines, and they were able to get the tax cuts in place and pass the largest transfer of wealth in United States history. But anything else, and they are blaming the Democrats for like not funding TSA or whatever the case may be. The burden is on the people who have control, and the Republican Party has control of everything, the House, the Senate, the presidency, and even the majority on the Supreme Court.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with you for the most part. But I mean, you know, with them doing the blame game, that's simple politics that either party does when they have control, like what you're saying. You know what I mean? They still have the responsibility to do the right thing and push these bills through. But, you know, like the SAVE Act, for instance, that's the one that I really want to see get pushed through, and they
Why?
can't do it. Right.
Why would you
Why
want
do
to
I
get the SAVE Act
SAVE-
pushed through?
So I want people to show their IDs when they go to vote. I mean, I want the same type of identification that you would have to show for other things, you know, throughout your life in the U.S. You know, show who you are, right? Simple as that.
Did you know the SAVE Act would overwhelmingly disenfranchise 21 million Americans directly as a proxy poll tax, and then also disenfranchise women who have married and changed their last name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why is it difficult for them to go do a name change?
Because one, it's costly. Two, you would have to change everything. And three, why should women who have made a decision to actually take their husband's last name, and, you know, maybe they've had kids and now their kids, they all share a family name. Why do they have to ostracize themselves and change their name back in order to be able to enact a civil liberty as far as voting? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what's
not
funny
familiar with that part.
You know what's funny about the SAVE Act?
What's that?
The Democratic Party has put forth multiple amendments to the SAVE Act where they remove the provision about the name for women, and also remove the provision as far as like the passport being one of the required documents. So it'll open it up to allow people to not be disenfranchised, and then they would be able to keep everything else. And the Republican Party has said no. They put up multiple amendments to remove those two things that would harm millions of Americans, and the Republican Party said no. My question for you, Redwin, is if the Republican Party really wants the SAVE Act passed, because Donald Trump said this is a priority. He said that he's not going to sign any other legislation until he can sign the SAVE Act. And the sticking point that the Democratic Party has is that it's going to disenfranchise millions of Americans. But if you remove these two provisions to ensure that they don't actually disenfranchise a million Americans, they would vote for it. Why wouldn't the Republican Party actually remove those provisions?
Well, they disagree with them, right? So they disagree with those, you know, the statements where it says that it disenfranchises millions of Americans, right? A woman getting their name changed to, you know, reflect their husband or their children, whatever, right? That's their decision, you know, and the process should be easy. It shouldn't be difficult for somebody to do a name change.
It is.
Right?
Have you ever changed your name?
No, I personally haven't, but my wife did.
Okay.
You know, and
how much did it cost her?
The process was
how much did it cost her?
I actually don't remember, but insignificant amount.
You know, maybe
and I'd be okay with the government paying for that, by the way.
But see, that's the thing.
I'd be okay with that.
That's the thing. Did you know that the Democratic Party has also put forth provisions to allow like those things to be paid for, and they rejected that as well? So
I'm
like
sure. I'm sure of that. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, so you're good with the Republican Party rejecting the premise as far as any of these actual requirements being paid for by the government?
I'm okay with. Well, first of all, I already said I want the SAVE Act passed, right? And
that's not the question. The direct
right,
question,
I'm
right?
getting to it.
Hold on. The Donald Trump says that he wants the SAVE Act passed. The Republican Party has put the SAVE Act on the floor. Donald Trump has said that he's not going to sign any more legislation on the SAVE Act any more legislation until he signs the SAVE Act.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The sticking point for the Democrats are that the requirement of a passport, 21 million Americans do not have access to passport, and that is in proxy an actual poll tax. Yeah. And then also there's a provision stating with re-registering, women would have to actually have the last name that's listed on their birth certificate. Now, the Democratic Party won.
See, that needs to change. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hold on. Stop for a second. The Democratic Party has said, one, if you remove the requirement to use the passport as one of the acceptable documents, and you also remove the requirement that women have to have the same last name as the last name on their birth certificate, then we'll pass the SAVE Act. They said no. And then the Democratic Party said, okay, if we can put a provision in that would allow the burden, the cost to either get a passport or the changes in names, those costs to be paid by the government, then we would actually accept it. And the Republican Party said no. So my question is, if the SAVE Act is such a priority and the president wants it signed, the Republicans have it on the floor, and the Democrats have sticking points because the actual issues will disenfranchise millions of Americans, and they've given two options to pass the legislation and remove those barriers that would disenfranchise millions of Americans. Why would the Republican Party say no to actually taking one of those two options that would allow the bill to pass and allow millions of Americans to not be disenfranchised?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for you on that. I do agree with you that we should, even though I'm conservative, Republican, whatever, I feel like those points that you made about what the Democrats are, proposed, they should be adopted into the SAVE Act and then go ahead and push it through, right? And that way it's, bipartisan bill and it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Right.
So I'm not the one that's in power making that decision, but I can agree with you on that.
You're not. And see, but see, then it goes back to the original point of full control, full blame, right? Because it's not about saying that the Republican Party are, dictators and they can do whatever they want, right? It's about the ability to govern and pass legislation, and understanding that, the certain sticking points that occur in order to be able to get legislation passed is just something that needs to be adjusted or corrected in order to pass it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the issue. And if they're unwilling to actually if they really want the legislation passed and they're unwilling to actually make the provisions, they have to be able to negotiate and make deals. And Donald Trump specifically has been unwilling to make any deals. Like, question, Redwin.
They did the same thing to us too on other bills that we wanted things passed. Like, I think it was the Shush Act, right, where we were trying to get suppressors removed, and it was like I forget exactly what that bill was called, but everybody was pushing for this type of Second Amendment related stuff, and our side failed to do it. And this was like a strict, I don't want to say a strictly conservative view or whatever, but we were trying to get something like that pushed through, and they failed us on that. So I look at my party or whatever, and they're not 100% right all the time. They make mistakes, and I say the same thing about Democrats. I know that both sides, they have a goodwill most of the time of trying to get something done. The executions where they kind of fail at sometimes, and that's what they're doing with the SAVE Act, and so with the other one that I mentioned.
Yeah. And like, I'm not sitting here saying that, for me I would never be in a position where I say that, both parties lack any type of accountability or culpability to some level. But the point that I'm getting across is that the Republican Party has the responsibility to lead. And that's something that they don't really have an interest in doing. And even more so when you take a look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump has openly and adamantly railed against the premise of working with Democrats, with negotiating, and with doing things that would benefit the American people. Question. One big thing that we have been dealing with for the last couple of months, I would say, is the TSA shutdown, right? Because of the back and forth funding of ICE and all this other stuff. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't like the politics of it. I wish that they could come to some kind of agreement and just pay these people. They're, protecting all these citizens going through the airports nationwide. Like, come to an agreement, get them paid, move on. I don't like the politics of them not getting paid. And it was nice that, they finally pulled some money out of a hat and are paying them. I think that's the most recent thing that I saw. But, it still doesn't fix the the bottom line or what the problem is.
Yeah, and I agree. And I mean, it's not money out of a hat, but the reason why I brought that up is this goes back to what I was saying as far as full control, full power. Do you know? Make sure. Do you know who John Kennedy is?
John Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be a congressman, right?
No, currently, no. John, no, I'm sorry. There's a lot of Kennedys. John Kennedy, the one I'm specifically talking about, is the current senator of Louisiana. He's a Republican senator for Louisiana. Someone who has been in the Senate for a long time. Yes, he is. Him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. I want you to hear this, and then I want you to tell me what you think after hearing this.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that. Senator Cthulhu submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
Okay, so just
gotta go. That's the issue there.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm very clear with this, because like I want this to be known. John Kennedy, Republican senator from Louisiana, worked with Ted Cruz, Republican senator from Texas, to negotiate to fund DHS, everything except ICE. And they made a deal to fund everything and reopen those fundamental agencies within DHS. And then they made a backdoor deal with the rest of the Republicans within the Senate to pass funding for ICE along the lines of a simple majority. And Donald Trump and John Thune, who is the Senate majority leader, approved it, took the entire plan to Trump, and Trump said no. And that's why it wasn't done.
He did.
Yeah.
So of course he did.
Do you see why I say full control, full blame?
Yeah. And I don't agree with everything that Trump does. I really don't. Something like that. It's politics, and like I said, I don't like that shit. Like, I know we can do better, but some things, like, he's not going to budge on, right? And that's what you kind of get. It's like, even with having a relationship with your wife, for instance, like, you get the good and the bad, and you just got to, some things you got to accept. And he's in office, and you can't change that.
Well,
right?
no,
And
like, it's not about changing him being in office, though. It's about like holding him accountable. Best example of that, right, is Donald Trump
is coming up, buddy.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like the people in power currently should be holding him accountable. Donald Trump said that he was going to genocide 92 million Iranian people, right? He threatened to genocide 92 million Iranian people. And even though there was no actual attack, they got a ceasefire put in place. There was a war powers resolution that was brought to the floor after that and they voted it down. Like, they voted to say, like, Donald Trump, his ability to engage and continue to strike Iran had to be sent through Congress in order to ensure that there was no overreach and no harm. And the Republicans in power said, no, we're just going to let him keep doing whatever he's doing.
I mean, and if it was Biden in office, would you want, like, say for instance, it was the other side of the coin, right? Flip side. Would want Democrats to tie Biden's hands if it was him in Trump's shoes?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm assuming if
Joe Biden threatened to genocide 92 million people, if Joe Biden was on like random rants and like, let's be clear, Donald Trump, did you see what Donald Trump tweeted out or put on Truth Social on Easter
Sunday? Let me guess, because you're going to say he said Allah, right?
No. I don't give a shit about that. I mean, like, the actual point of him like the lashing out in the way that he was actually going about like open the dam straight and da 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 da. Hold on one second, I'll put it on the screen. Like the point being is that Donald Trump, at the very least, is in a state where he seems to feel like he is above any and everything, right? He's above the premise of the law. He's above any type of people holding him accountable, and he can do and say whatever he wants, right? Which is a huge issue. But then again, on Easter Sunday, which I'm putting this on the screen now, he tweets out stuff like this. Second here.
It's yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He tweets out stuff like this. Tuesday will be power plant day, the bridge day, all wrapped into one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be in living hell. Just watch. Praise be Allah, President Donald J. Trump. Right. And so, yeah, you can talk about him, you know, specifically saying praise be to Allah. Like, okay, yeah, that's a whole thing. But him actually telling them to quote unquote open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, while also threatening to attack power plants and bridges. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, hold on. Okay, so think about historics here. Look back at World War II. Look how the bombing campaigns were done during that time frame, right? And I'm not saying we're at a world war right now, but look back during that time frame. I mean, were we just strictly targeting military assets during that time frame? Us and our allies? And I'm not saying that it was right, but I'm telling you that's what they did. So you look at the historics there, right? So use that as a point of reference. So regardless on what president's in power, you know, if they have to threaten, because that's all he did was threaten these people. So, and this is the way I perceive it, is that he was threatening them to bring them to the negotiating table and also to open the straits. And, you know, it's all it was a threat, you know, but also we were sending our military assets towards Iran, like when it was like, what, 2 hours ago? So, I mean, I think that they had real intentions of blowing their shit up if they didn't come to the table, which I'm not against, because I want this shit to be over with. I don't want to drag this out and be, you know, fighting another 20-year war or whatever. Like, let's come to an agreement, roll out, done. You know.
Well, but see, the issue with all of that is like it's not a threat when you have the ability to actually not only inflict that level of harm, but much more, right? This is the issue that I have when it comes to Donald Trump and people that support him. Donald Trump is doing something that's unprecedented in every single way, right? There's been multiple instances of him doing things that would never be accepted by any other president, right? And even more so, he's engaging in things that's unbefitting of the office of the presidency, right? I may not like certain Republican presidents. Hell, I don't even like most Democratic presidents. But I respect the office of the presidency because of the respect that it commands. And Donald Trump, with his inability not only to effectively lead or effectively negotiate, but just to uphold the decency that should be demanded of the office of the presidency, and for people to just like write off the crazy shit that he does and says, whether it's him tweeting that out, whether him depicting Michelle and Barack Obama as monkeys, whether that's him actually putting out on Truth Social a video of a woman getting killed. Like he literally posted a video of a woman being beat to death with a hammer. Like these things are, one, not things that anyone holding the office of the presidency should be doing, right? But number two, speaks to there is absolutely an issue, whether it's an issue with him and being in cognitive decline, or if there's an issue with him being a megalomaniac who has all the power gone to his head. There's an issue, and his power needs to be put in check. But the Republican Party, while seeing all of this, while seeing all of these things, continue to say, no, thank you. We won't put any type of guardrails on him. That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to unpack there with everything that you just said, right? The previous president, I hope that you're calling him out for his what I perceived as mental decline as well, right? Because if you're looking at this president and you're thinking that, then were you being acknowledging that with the previous one? You know what I mean?
Yes, Joe
So,
Biden was
okay.
absolutely old and in mental decline. Can you tell me what Joe Biden did that equated to any of the things that Donald Trump has done?
No, I'm just him falling down, right? If I had an elderly grandparent that's falling down like that, I wouldn't want them driving, much less being the president.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree. But see, two things, the issue with that. Number one, Joe Biden falling down is not equivalent to Donald Trump threatening to genocide 92 million people, posting racist shit, and outright just flipping, calling women piggy. The shit doesn't equate. It doesn't equate. And number two, I openly said prior to Joe Biden dropping out of office that I could not support Joe Biden, because Joe Biden said that he was going to be a transitional president. He said, his words, he said that he was going to be a transitional president. He was going to defeat Donald Trump, and then he was going to pass the torch to the younger generation. That's what he said. And then he said, oh, I'm not done. And I completely disagree with that, right? Because he was too old.
There should have been
and so I didn't support Joe Biden, but I absolutely supported Kamala Harris. Now, the issue with that is Redwin, is you can't really say, well, what about Biden, when you guys actually voted for the oldest president to be sworn into office? He's literally the oldest president to be sworn into office.
And the same thing with Biden. I wasn't concerned about his age nor Trump's age, right? Yeah, Trump, he does do a lot of deranged shit, right? When it comes to the whole topic of everything that we were just talking about over the last 3 or 5 minutes is an entire conversation in itself. But the Iran as a central talking point, right? That's the meat and potatoes of what's going on. Can
you speak to why the Republican Party is unwilling to actually put in war power resolutions to limit his powers when he shows a propensity to not only engage in conflict, but an issue to self-regulate?
It's not the right thing to do. I wouldn't want Democrats to do that to Biden or any other Democratic president.
That doesn't make sense.
You don't. I'll tell you why. Because when you're in the midst of a conflict, you don't just cut the president's legs off beneath the knees because you're like, damn, we're getting too crazy up in here. We got to just go ahead and lop his legs off. No, you don't do that, right? You give him time to make the military decisions that he's got to make and find an exit strategy, not try to decapitate your own president and stop everything while it's in the middle of a active conflict. And that's essentially what they would be doing.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you if this wasn't the third time. This is the third time. The first time,
Soleimani.
Nope. The first time.
Serious,
no, wait. No. The first time was Greenland, because of his threats to annex Greenland, and the Congress had a vote for putting a war powers resolution in place to limit Donald Trump and his engagement with Greenland, and they voted it down. The second time was the conflict with Venezuela, and there was a resolution to put in war powers to limit it, how he engaged with Venezuela, and they shot it down. And now this is the third time. And now the difference between what happened with Greenland, Greenland didn't move anywhere past words, which there are our allies under Denmark. So there's that. Venezuela, while the United States did actually follow through with a mission and took their leader and killed people within Venezuela, it wasn't a long conflict. It wasn't a continuous back and forth. But now
the word successful.
I guess I wouldn't say I wouldn't. If you call kidnapping the leader of another country successful, I guess, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. I'm showing you the escalations in the things, right? This is the third time There's a third time a war powers resolution has come up, and each time it's continued to escalate, because now it's escalated to the point where we are actively engaging in bombing a country. We're actively engaging in conflicts. Our military bases are being struck all throughout the Middle East and around the world. There's troops being assembled in that area. And this was the opportunity to force Donald Trump to do one of two things, right? Either put the war powers resolution in place to say like, hey, if you're not going to declare war, then you have to abide by this, or two, or B, like if you're going to declare war, then go through the official proper channels and ensure that, you know, it's gone that way. And they refuse to actually put guardrails in place. It's not about cutting his legs off. It's about he continues to escalate, and we see him escalating.
The way I see what Trump's doing in regards to that, he's gonna use the time frame. I forget, what is it, 90 days or 120 days, whatever, right? He's gonna try to wrap this up within that amount of time, and that's like his guardrails, you know. And he's probably behind the scenes telling all these elected officials like, don't vote for this shit. Let me handle this. I'm going to be done with it. No need to try to stop me, because I'm going to be done with this. Right? Have some faith.
Did you hear Donald Trump yesterday openly admit that he doesn't have a plan for Iran?
No.
He literally said that yesterday, that he has no plan. They said, hey, what's the plan? And just in case there's just in case there's no resolution with this ceasefire, this agreement, do you have a plan B to open the strait? He said, there's no plan. They're gonna surrender, and we're gonna open things up. Like, that's what he said, right? But then at the same time, Donald Trump is out here, Donald Trump doesn't even know what's going on. Like, and I'm not just saying that in the sense of like, oh, you know, Trump is a old doddering fool who doesn't really understand like what's happening. I'm saying that in the sense of like, he literally doesn't know what's going on. A part of the actual ceasefire, in order to get more vessels through the Strait of Hormuz, there was an agreement that Iran would charge $2 million for each ship that goes through the Strait of Hormuz, right? That was a part of the actual agreement that the United States of America, which like Donald Trump tweeted out himself and said like he received the 10-point plan. He agreed with it. Caroline Leavitt said that the 10-point plan was absolutely something that was a workable basis, and we agree with it. That the fee, the $2 million per vessel fee, was something that was signed off by the Trump administration as far as the ceasefire. And then he turns around and says this. There are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Hormuz Strait. They better not be. If they are, they better stop now. President Donald J. Trump. He has no idea what the fuck is actually happening, even though he's agreeing to it, even though he's saying that he is doing the things. He has no fucking idea what's happening right now.
I'm gonna say that's, you know, your perception. This guy's getting briefings on all this stuff that's happening in that region, you know, constantly.
So are you saying that he just forgot a part of the actual 10-point peace agreement that he said that he accepted?
No, that's his messaging. I think that's just his strategy from the way I see it. And I don't care for the way that he does his strategy, but I mean, he's brought a lot of other countries to the table and achieved what he wanted to, you know, whatever the goal was in the past. And I think that this one is going to be the same way. And of course,
can you name one thing that he brought a bunch of other countries to the table and achieved?
Absolutely. Venezuela. He's got the vice president of Venezuela working with us. And, you know,
that's not bringing other countries to the table. Like,
absolutely. That's
literally not. He sent in Marines to kidnap the president of Venezuela and then threaten Venezuela to say, if you guys don't play ball, then we're going to come back and do it again. That's not bringing someone to the table. That's literally forcing them to do something that they want.
Hey, I don't agree with the tactic, and that's not the tactic that I would do. But it was successful.
Would you like to know what bringing someone to the table looks like?
I know, and it's that's.
Would you like to know what bringing someone to the table looks like?
Your way, right? Go ahead and tell me what your way is.
What bringing someone to the table looks like is actually the Iranian nuclear deal that was signed under Donald Trump. I'm sorry, it was signed under Barack Obama, where you actually get them to, one, denuclearize, two, give unprecedented access to oversee their nuclear stockpile, and three, actually give them something in return that would be a quote unquote carrot in order to ensure that they are continuing to play ball on the world stage. That's how you bring someone to the table.
Okay.
Like kidnapping their leader is not bringing someone to the table.
Hold on. Sorry, I had a phone call coming in. Was that a success?
The Iranian nuclear deal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was absolutely
a success. And I'm going to say no, because they were enriching their uranium underneath mountainsides and tunnels. Like,
can you give me any proof of that?
Trying to protect it. You know, I'm not part of the Five Eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but like I hear what you're saying. No, they didn't give me any proof that there was any admission to it, because again, from everything that we have, the actual audits that were received, there was no actual proof that they were enriching uranium to the level of being able to create a nuclear weapon. That's just not true. And even let's say that was true, right? Let's say I grant you the premise of it somehow being true. Donald Trump has said that we completely obliterated their ability to create nuclear weapons. That's what Donald Trump said.
Strikes.
Yeah, no, he said the first one. He said the first one that occurred 8 months ago.
That's what I meant to say. Yeah, the previous strikes. Yeah, I know. And then we ended up.
So why is he still saying that it's a threat now then?
Well, if they can still dig it up and finish the enrichment process and then attach it to their missiles that they still have, I mean, clearly that's a threat.
You know what's funny about that?
Their missiles 4,000 kilometers, which will hit our allies in Europe.
You know what's funny about that?
What's that?
Joe Kent, former head of counterintelligence appointed by Donald Trump, resigned because he said not only do they not have the capability, but they are not any current threat to the United States of America when it comes to nuclear weapons. And Tulsi Gabbard, the current head of intelligence for the United States of America, under oath, under threat of perjury in front of Congress, was on record saying that no, they have not restarted their nuclear weapons program and they are not a threat. So again, like all of these things contradict your entire premise, and it leads to the fact that this war is unjustified because none of those things that would deem them to be a threat are present.
Yeah. Was us going into this conflict only about the nuclear material though? Right.
No, us going into this conflict was about
a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, us going into this conflict was about the fact that Donald Trump is a Israeli shill who couldn't say no to Bibi Netanyahu. Like that's what it was about. Like literally, Bibi Netanyahu has been adamant about attacking Iran forever, and has brought this to multiple past United States presidents, and all of them said no. And the only person that didn't have the ability to say no was Donald Trump.
Yep. So for 47, this is the way I picture things, man. So for 47 years, we've had a lot of failed policies led up to this point. You know what I mean? You got this country that's supplied, I don't know how much weaponry to all these terrorist organizations throughout the entire region, right? They're destabilizing the region, going against our allies, setting up proxies. They're doing a lot of other stuff other than stockpiling uranium and getting it close to weapons grade. They're doing so much more than that. So I see where he's coming from and why he would want to do this. I mean, it was You know, I could agree with you partially about the Israeli aspect that you mentioned, right? But if I had to put myself in Trump's shoes or Biden's shoes or anybody else's shoes, and if you're presented with evidence like, hey, all these leaders are in one spot, this is a prime target or opportunity for you to go ahead and make this decision. You know, if you're trying to take out this regime and then walk away, be done with it, here you go. This is the time and place this is going to happen at. You make the decision. And that's the way I picture it, is that he saw it and he was like, you know, it is now or never. You know, we've been dealing with this shit for almost 50 years, and that's why he made that decision.
Okay.
You can blame it on Israel if you want to. You know, yeah, they're part of the problem, absolutely, but they're right there, not necessarily next to Iran, but very close. I mean, they're within striking distance. They got a vested interest.
I have two quick questions I want you to think about. I'm going to thank a couple of people, but I want you to think about these two questions, and then when I come back to you, I would love to hear your answer. Number one, you talk about the longstanding precedent of conflict when it comes to Iran. Number one, I would love to know what caused that, like what was the start of that. And then number two, you talk about, Israel is there and they're, hold on. Israel is there and they are actually engaging, or, they see what's happening, whatever. I would like you to tell me within the last year and a half, how many countries has Israel struck first as far as being quote unquote preemptive strikes? So think about those two questions. Let me thank a couple of people and then I'll come right back to you. Over on YouTube, because we're kind of backed up, Debbie's in chat for Just Devin. What up, Just Devin, who sent a $5 super chat to say, I love Ethiopian food for samosas and dorwit. I could wrap anything in injera bread and I would eat it. Listen. Absolutely right, but you got to make sure you get the dark injera. It's just way better. You get the injera and then some tomato salad, and then you let like the juice soak into the injera. Oh my God. Debbie's in the chat for Maria for the $16. I don't know what the PLN is. I don't know what currency that is, but Debbie's in chat for the 16 PLN. Said, love you, Santana. Love you too. Debbie's in chat for Josh for becoming a late night tuber over on YouTube. Debbie's in chat for Activista. Hey, Activista, who sent a $5 super chat to say, preventing the pivot on a daily basis. Keep it up, Santana. You know how we do every time, locked in. Debbie's in chat for Trey for the $5 super chat to say, Trump has fallen down. He has. He fell asleep. He is incoherent things. And he says incoherent things all the time. Let's be clear. Trump is a threat. And he didn't bring Iran to the table. He didn't. And fucking W's in the chat for Tori. Tori sent out 10 YouTube memberships. Fucking W's in the chat for Tori, guys. W's in the chat for Tori. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Tina, who sent a $25 donation saying, appreciate what you do. Here's some funds for Ethiopian food. Listen. If the live goes well today, I might actually grab management and we might actually go out and have some Ethiopian food. Yeah. I might actually, you know what? This 25 will absolutely be going towards Ethiopian food. Fucking love it. Debbie's in the chat for Astrid, who sent a $2 donation saying, can I please sing for you a bit? My TikTok is Astrid with the red picture. I thank you, but no thank you. I appreciate you, but I no thank you. I appreciate you though. W's in the chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation saying, it's always, I don't agree with everything he does, does, cowards who grasp at straws to defend him. Like that's the whole thing. And that's the point that I'm trying to understand as far as like, when people will say enough is enough, Jocelyn, holy smokes, Jocelyn. But W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, knock out the daily gift goal. Right now, it's the little donuts. And also, hey, if you see the word follow up there, that means you're not following me. We're on our way to 200,000 followers, 200,000. So hit that follow button. Thank you. We got some really cool stuff. Tomorrow, we will be doing the watch party for the Jubilee episode, my first ever Jubilee episode that I was a part of. It's surrounded, and the person that we surrounded was California Congressman Ro Khanna. So that was really cool, really dope. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. And yesterday, I got wind of some other really cool stuff. So you're going to want to hit that follow button, turn on notifications, because I got some really cool shit that I'm about to be doing. All right, Redwin, back to you. Number one,
can you repeat what you said about Ro Khanna one more time?
I did my first ever Jubilee. We did surrounded one United States representative versus 20 Americans, and we debated Ro Khanna on debated Ro Khanna on the release of the Epstein files and the Epstein Transparency Act.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice. When's that coming out?
Tomorrow.
Awesome, man. Congrats. Yeah. I'll watch it.
Thank you. I want to taper people's expectations because I don't know how much playtime I'll get, because one, you know, he and I pretty much aligned on all of his statements. And I know, you know, it's about more so conflict and things like that. I did get a chance to actually debate him, and I don't know how much of that'll make it in, but we'll see.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. I'll watch it. So
thank you.
Back to the conversation. Failed policies, I believe, is what ultimately got us to where we are with Israel being overthrown with the, 1974, is that right? The Shah, when they got overthrown. So I suspected there was probably some.
No. What happened was Iran was looking to they were looking to actually dang it, why am I spacing on the word? Not capitalize, for lack of better words, capitalize on their actual minerals, their oil. They wanted to nationalize, holy smokes, nationalize their oil. And since they were doing so, the UK pushed back on it and did not want that to happen. And so the United States helped with a coup to overthrow their duly elected leader and help install like someone who was a puppet at the time who became you know, a dictator. And so they've had that negative disposition and conflict with the United States of America ever since then. And then the point about Israel, like Israel has attacked 9 different countries within the span of a year and a half and called it like preemptive strikes. Yep. So the point that I'm making is like the United States made this bed that we're currently in, and we have continued to side with Israel, who are openly the aggressors in the Middle East. So if you talk about the Middle East and they like the things that are happening, like it's happening this way because Donald Trump wasn't strong enough to say no to Bibi Netanyahu, where other leaders in the past have been.
Well, there's the way I read that, the last part of what you just said is 2 separate things, right? So everything that happened with Israel is leading up to Trump, which was failures, right, to put us in this position that we're in. And then Trump making this decision to attack Iran was his decision. You know,
it wasn't
aided by Israel.
It wasn't. You know? It wasn't his decision. Marco Rubio admitted that it wasn't his decision. Did you hear what Marco Rubio said?
Look, I'm telling you the way that it works. The president directs the military.
Did you hear what Marco Rubio said?
These attacks. Go ahead and play it. I'm not familiar with it, but.
All right, give me a second. Guys, while I get this clip, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It is only 1 coin. It will boost the live, push us out to the FYP. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. W's in the chat for Tori, who just sent another 10 YouTube memberships. Holy smokes. W's in the chat for Tori. Tori is on fire today. Holy fuck. Another 10 YouTube memberships is absolutely crazy. All right, I'm looking for the clip. I have it here as far as Marco Rubio. Hold on.
Trump.
I think this
ultimately directs the military to.
Okay, hold on 1 second. This is it. I got it. Got it. W's in the chat for Conway, who sent $3 Canadian to say tip for the server at the restaurant for later. Thank you so much, Conway. I appreciate the shit out of you. All right, here's Rubio.
Of our foreign policy, and it should be used for the purpose of furthering the national interest. That doesn't mean we don't care about human rights. That doesn't mean we don't care about starvation. That doesn't mean
Oh,
we don't care
wait.
about
Sorry.
hunger.
This is not the right one. I pulled the wrong clip. Sorry. Where is it? 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 Marco. There we go.
Tell me he's not the most successful Secretary of State that we've ever had him.
He's not.
I think he's on fire.
He's not.
Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think he's the best one we've had so far.
Yeah, he's not.
Who's
Which
the
is
best
sad
one then?
because
Okay, so
like
who do
he
you believe
has,
is?
I will say that he had so much potential, but I do think that the lack of willingness to ensure that like there's not overreach and the lack of spine when it comes to Donald Trump has harmed his overall standing. I mean, I thought that he, at the very least, was the best person to be placed within Trump's cabinet, but he's showing that he doesn't have the ability to stand up to Trump in any way, shape, or form. God darn it, what? Did I delete
Marco
this?
Rubio was the best. Let me make sure I understood you.
Mm-hmm.
You think Marco Rubio was the best person out of Trump's entire cabinet?
Yeah. Tell me who was a better appointee and more.
I'd say Tulsi Gabbard.
No. Tulsi Gabbard is not only Tulsi Gabbard is not only like not the best in the sense of her and her history, but Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian shill. I mean, she's compromised, and this is not me just saying she's compromised for the fact of being compromised. This is me saying that she's compromised because the international community has stated that Tulsi Gabbard is compromised. And once Tulsi Gabbard became the head of intelligence for the United States of America, multiple allies made a decision to stop sharing intelligence with the United States of America because the fact that Tulsi Gabbard was compromised. Like, so, I mean, I think that
I find that hard to believe.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
No, that's a literal, like, that's a literal thing.
No, I remember.
Yeah, they
I remember
actually
seeing, what was it, Hillary Clinton, right? That's what she was saying during the debates, is trying to say that about Tulsi Gabbard. You know, this lady's not active duty. She's a reserve colonel in the military, right? Or maybe higher now. But don't you think that the FBI would have taken her clearance away well before now? You know, before she even if that was the actual case?
No, because she's absolutely not. Because here's the video. Perfect. One, it's because once she became intertwined with Donald Trump, like the reason why she fled from the Democratic Party is because like the Democrats were openly saying that she's compromised. And she went to Syria and had like a secret meeting, right? And so like her being compromised is not something that's new, but like the whole point being is that once she got in power, like she's protected by Donald Trump. So like, no, absolutely not. Let me play this really quickly for you, and then we can keep going forward. No, it's literally true. Don't worry about it. But listen to this.
A portion of
States conducted this operation with a very clear goal in mind. I haven't got a chance to see a lot of reporting. I don't understand what the confusion is. Let me explain it to you, and I'll do it once again as clearly as possible. Perhaps you'll report it that way. The United States is conducting an operation to eliminate the threat of Iran's short-range ballistic missiles and the threat posed by their Navy, particularly to naval assets. That is what it is focused on doing right now, and it's doing quite successfully. I'll leave it to the Pentagon and the Department of War to discuss the tactics behind that and the progress that's being made. That is the clear objective of this mission. The second question that's been asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond against the United States. The orders had been delegated down to the field commanders. It was automatic, and in fact, it bared to be true, because in fact, the within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
Yeah,
I remember this now, and I don't see an issue with that.
Yeah, no.
My issues there.
My entire point is that it wasn't just a decision that was made by the United States in conjunction or whatever. Like, the hand was forced because Israel said that they were going to do it. Because Israel said they were going to do it, and if we did it,
right,
and they were attacked, and they would be pulled back. Yeah, so like that's the whole thing.
Yeah, essentially, like, hey, we're about to be hitting this target, and here's your heads up, and get your shit together. Yeah, I get it, right? And they were ultimately forcing our hand because they were about to attack Iran, you know. And we're like, oh shit, well, if they attack them, all of our allies are about to be attacked, and all of our forces. So yeah, I get it, and I see the point of view that you're expressing, and I partially agree with you. You know, it was still Trump's decision though, right? In the end, because he could have sat on his hands and not did anything, but when all shit breaks loose because of what the Israelis did, you know, somebody's going to be to blame, and it would be him for inaction. You know what I mean? Because that would be the situation. Everybody be like, what? See, there he goes again. Crazy Donald Trump not doing shit when he had the opportunity. You had X, Y, Z. Why didn't he do something? You know, and that's the way things work. You know, we're going to comment on this because this is the situation that we're in right now. You know, and had he not did something, you know, it'd be a different story, and we'd be complaining about that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the cards that we're dealt right now, and it sucks. It sucks either way. You think about it like that, no matter who the president is, whether he's Democrat or Republican, you know, they're dealt the same the same hand. You know, Israel's the way that they are, pro-war with every country around there, taking their opportunistic strikes at those 9 or 10 countries, you know, and Iran being a bad actor in the region. Other presidents have dealt with the same shit for almost 50 years. And, you know, it came to a head. You know, I don't like the outcome just as much as you do, you know, a little bit less, because I mean, like, Khomeini's still taken out, and so are all these other people. But I think we're in a better spot, even though it's not that great right now. I feel like it's gonna end up being better than what you were all thinking. You know, matter of fact, the DDGs just got through the straits apparently, so we're headed in the right direction of demining, and we're in talks.
Sure. I want you to hear something really quickly. 1 second here.
I know you guys don't have a lot of faith in Trump, but try to have just a little bit that, you know, this is gonna, you know, be a positive result in the end.
Sure. Hold on 1 second.
And I know it's hard to.
Hold on.
I know it's really hard to have any faith in it.
Hold on 1 second. Dang it, why does it keep going back to mute? Hold on, sorry.
This obviously is President Trump. The only president who has agreed to this, obviously, is President Trump.
There's been recent reporting, you probably saw in the New York Times, that Netanyahu was taken into the situation where he basically pitched Trump on attacking Iran. Were you ever part of any conversations like that? I know he's made that pitches to past administrations. Were you ever a part of that? And were you surprised that he was able to convince Trump to do this?
Well, I was part of any number of conversations with Prime Minister Netanyahu, conversations that took place in other countries.
Pitching the U.S. to strike Iran.
Yes, he wanted us to strike. He came to President Obama. He made a presentation that asked to strike. President Obama refused. President Biden refused. President Bush refused. The only president who has agreed to this, obviously, is President Trump.
Who was that was getting?
That was from former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry. Like, literally, the person that had Marco Rubio's job. John Kerry spoke on the multiple times that Bibi Netanyahu had tried to persuade presidents, including Republican presidents, to strike Iran, and all of them said no, right? Like the position,
I'm not surprised by that.
The position that we were placed in by Israel is a position that they have been persistent with in the past, and every other president has said no, and Donald Trump couldn't like say no.
Yeah, I get it. And I see that you don't like that. And I don't necessarily like it either, but we can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't turn the hands of time back. The shit's already went down. You just got to get out of it now. You know what I mean? I don't like it.
But he doesn't have an exit plan.
But I don't believe that. You got J.D. Vance over there in Pakistan right now working out negotiations, and we're clearing the Hormuz Straits, you know, of the mines, the missing mines at that.
We're not clearing the strait. There's no actual exit strategy. Like, there was no exit strategy when we started this conflict. You can talk about like how even, you know, what's funny about
Are
that
you
10
saying
point
that because it wasn't publicized? Is that why you're saying it?
No.
Everything
That's not why I'm saying that. That's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying that because you know the 10-point ceasefire peace agreement that was accepted, right? How long do you think that peace agreement took to put together?
Probably 5 minutes.
Yeah. The peace agreement is the same peace agreement that Iran proposed to the United States weeks ago.
I know.
And they said, this is what we're demanding. And they've said, no.
Yeah,
and then when Donald Trump imposed this self-imposed deadline and then put his back up against the wall, he accepted a peace agreement that was already in place that gave Iran everything that they wanted. So tell me how there is any type of cohesive plan where, one, the agreement that they accepted is something that's been there for weeks, and two, you paint yourself into a corner and then are forced to accept an agreement that you said that you didn't want to accept. Like, how does that make sense at all?
I can't really, you know, completely give you the big picture of why they did what they did, because I'm not behind the scenes with them. And, you know, I don't agree with this 10-point plan, but I believe that they use that just to get them at the table, right? You know,
wait, they use what?
That's the way I see it. The 10-point plan that they originally disagreed with, you know, that's the way I see it. That didn't
get them to the table, though. That, like, Donald Trump got them to the table by imposing a self-made deadline, and then he couldn't figure out a way to taco out, and so he just accepted that 10-point plan because that was the only way that he could taco.
I mean, what's the end result? They're at the table, right? You don't like how the sausage is being made, but you like the sausage, right? We're getting, and I don't mean that in the like funny way, but I'm just saying the end result is that we're at the table with the Iranians and Pakistan, and we're trying to get into this. You know, and that's the ultimate goal. And none of us like, you know, all this bullshit that we've been dealing with leading up to this, but let's stop the war. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're headed. It's going to happen.
Okay. I have a question for you. I want you to think about this question for a second, and then I'm going to thank a couple of people, and then I'm going to come back to you because I really want you to give me like an earnest answer. Should we give credit to someone for resolving a conflict that they created? Think about that for a second. And then I'm going to come right back to you. Let's start over on YouTube, because holy smokes, you guys have been going off. W's in the chat for Joel for the $5 super chat to say, oh, cute, they downloaded their software updates with the Death to America and 47-year talking points. They did. W's in the chat for this is Lou Delipa, who sent a 250 something. I don't know what that currency is. It's a P. It's a P. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming that's like around a $20 super chat because it's the same color as the $20 super chats. I don't know. Oh, I'm not sure. But said, would it be okay to come up, even if you're not an op, to share something about the Philippines that's been affected by this and still with the certain movements that the U.S. is still doing currently? Yeah, towards the end of the live. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Towards the end of the live, you can definitely do that. W's in the chat for Cordova, who sent a $5 super chat to say somehow the best Secretary of State isn't even at the negotiating table with Iran. He's so bad, even Trump won't use him. Politics is a sports game. That, you know what? That's actually big facts. W's in chat for Tori, who sent out another 10 YouTube membership subscriptions. What the fuck? W's in the chat for Tori. Holy shit, that's crazy. W's in chat for
deal to put Secretary of State and Vice President in the same place like that over in Pakistan. I think that'd be a kind of unwise move. Just saying. I think
W's in chat for Trey for the $5 super chat to say if Trump had a spine, he would have told BB to stand down. That's what he should have did. Facts. W's in chat for Activista for the $5 super chat to say faith in DT. I can't say that first part, but I'll say narcissist, uninformed POS. This caller is delusional. Yep. And W's in the chat for Ella or Ellie, who sent, again, I don't know what that P is. I don't know what that P is, but I think this is somewhere like around a $5 super chat because it's the same color. But it says 125 of whatever the currency is. And it says there's still no exit strategy because they're setting up camps in the Philippines already.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, that's because of China. It doesn't.
Holy shit. No. There's something interesting that happened last night, and I'm not going to talk about it in public, but holy shit, this makes so much sense now. This makes so much sense now. I got to send that to management. Holy fuck. That is crazy. Debbie's in the chat because I don't like to talk about certain stuff on live. Fuck. W's in the chat for Sandra for the $5 donation. Polo, guess didn't understand the assignment. Not at all. W's in the chat for Timberly for the $3 donation saying throwing up sick, not stick. Holy smoke. Throwing up sick, but my show's on. Love you. I love you too, Timberly, and I hope you feel better. I'm sorry to hear that. W's in chat for Susan for the $10 donation saying, keep on keeping on. We're so lucky to have you. I'm so lucky to have you all. What are you talking about? W's in chat for Gray for the $4 donation saying, question for the guest. If Iran attacked and killed the school of children in the U.S., do you think we would be coming to the table? That was a question for you.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't happen.
But do you think we would be coming to the table?
Absolutely.
Okay. W's in chat for Jocelyn for the $1 donation saying, guest telling us that to quote unquote just have faith in Trump after you giving him multiple instances and scenarios and detailed reports why we shouldn't is wild reasoning. Exactly. I don't get it.
Just give up on him. Got it. Okay, I got it.
Hold him accountable, bub. W's in the chat from Mary, who sent the $2.38 donation saying, don't worry. Sometimes it just takes. Oh, hold on. Oh, dang it. I was reading the wrong thing. Can't wait to see your Jubilee. I can't either. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but absolutely excited. W's in chat for Joe for the $4 donation saying, big New York Times article that outlets show how Netanyahu went to the White House, BB fooled Trump into bombing Iran despite U.S. intelligence agency disagreeing with Israel. Megyn Kelly discussed it on her pod. Yep, I saw that. Followed up by another for it to say same regime is in charge. Iran still has all their nuclear material. Iran has charged tolls for the Strait of Hormuz. Iran ballistic missiles only reduced by 30%. U.S. power diminished amongst our allies. Under Obama, Iran reduced their stockpile by 98%, and we're holding to the agreement. Exactly. Facts. And guys, fucking W's in the chat for Carrie. Holy fuck. Massive W's in the chat for Carrie. Massive W's in the chat for Carrie for the $50 donation. Holy fuck. Thank you, Carrie. I truly mean that. That is crazy. That is crazy. $50 is a lot of money, Carrie. Thank you so much for your love, kindness, your support. Holy shit. And just sending a salute, like fucking W's in chat for Carrie, guys. 1 million W's in chat for Carrie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is absolutely crazy. And W's in the chat for Mocha67. What up, Mocha? Who said, love you. I love you too. And send a $10 donation. Fucking let's go. W's in the chat for all the donos, guys. If anyone else like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. 1.5 thousand people hanging out here, guys. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, you're not following me. Hit that follow button. We only got 60 new followers on the stream. I am positive there's more than 60 people that have not followed me. So look up there, hit that follow button, hit the follow button, turn on notifications. We go live all the times. We do a bunch of different shit and we got some really cool stuff going on. So make sure you hit that follow button, turn on notifications. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. All right, Redwin, I would love to hear from you as far as should we get credit for stopping a conflict that we started?
That's a hard one. I'm gonna say yeah, absolutely. Because just
How's
like
that
if your pullout game, if your pullout game's weak, you know, you're gonna end up with a baby. So, you know, not trying to have another 20-year war. So yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. Sorry for the bad analogy, but that's just the way I see it. You know?
Not only is that like a bad analogy, like it's it shows a lack of like integrity on your part. You don't think so? If you are somehow stating that like, oh, you know, like we get credit because we didn't pull out, but we're going to take care of the baby. Like, no. And the issue with that would be is, let's say, you know, you knew that, you know, you guys weren't ready to have a baby, but you intentionally impregnated your wife knowing that you guys were not ready for a baby. And now you have a baby and now you're struggling to take care of the baby. Do you think we should say, well, at least you're taking care of the baby?
Bro, you go. I wasn't expecting you to go down that rabbit hole like that, but no,
I'm
just the point that I was making. The point that I was making is, you know, we attacked them, right? That's a fact. We attacked them, and you know, we're not going into this as of right now. Ground invasion, 20-year war. That's the point that I'm making. We're not doing that, and we're trying to wrap this up, and you know, come to some sort of an agreement and be done with it. That's the point that I'm making. Sorry, I got another phone call. That's the point that I'm making, and that's where we can give credit to ourselves. You know,
why is
successfully?
Why is Israel and Bibi Netanyahu going on record saying they're preparing for a long, drawn out war?
That's probably what they want to do. They don't want to give up.
Okay,
and that's where I have.
So if we understand that our ally in the Middle East, in Israel, someone who not only has their tentacles within the United States government, but directly completely latched into Donald Trump. And they're saying that they're digging their heels in and looking for a drawn out war. What makes you believe that it wouldn't be drawn out on our part if the people that drew us into this conflict, who has shown a propensity to engage in conflict, is saying that they will prolong the conflict? Are you saying that we're prepared to cut ties with Israel?
No, absolutely not. No. And
so if we're not, then that means that we're going to be in that drawn out conflict with them, right?
No, it's the way I see it is all these things could be true at the same time. Israel having their tentacles in, you know, our government and, you know, destabilizing the region and having those intentions, and us still being able to get out of the conflict. I mean, time's going to tell. You know, I could be wrong. Like 5 minutes from now, we'd be like, you know, full on all out war with Iran, you know, because of Israel, right? But I don't picture that being the case. I think we're actually going to be getting this resolved and going from there, regardless of what Israel wants. And no matter which ally we have across the world, we don't necessarily see eye to eye on everything. I mean, you look at Taiwan, for instance, you know, we're supposed to be protecting them, but they're showing up. Their leader was showing up to China, you know, like basically kissing the ring of Xi Jinping, you know. And so, like, do we agree with that? Do I agree with that? No. right? And no matter which country it is, we don't necessarily see eye to eye on every single subject. So regardless of what Israel wants to do, it's not what we want to do.
The issue with that, though, is again, Donald Trump self-admittedly, has said that he is the most pro-Israel president in history. And not only has he been on record saying that he's the most pro-Israel president in history, but he has continued to sign executive orders where if you even speak negatively about Israel, you are in jeopardy of losing your citizenship if you're a green card holder, right? And so there's nothing that you can say based off of not only the history of how the United States has propped up Israel in multiple ways, not only because of the amount of money that the Israel lobbyists and lobbyists in general, it's not just about Israel, but lobbyists in general, but the Israeli lobbyists have pumped money into the pockets of our politicians. And then you combine that with the fact that Donald Trump has actually bent over backwards for Bibi Netanyahu, for the Israeli government. Hell, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, is completely intertwined with Israel, right? There's nothing based off of that track record and all the other information that we know that says that they're going to somehow break with Israel in this point where Israel is saying that they want a drawn out war. And you think that they're going to just say, you know what? Nope, we're going to pull out. We're going to have an agreement. There's going to be no more conflict. Like, there's nothing to support that.
Yeah, I see where you're going with this. And I semi-agree with you, such as like, us not telling Israel who we're negotiating with, something like that's the type of things that I've been seeing online, or other things where we're shielding them from information so they can't carry out attacks.
Yeah, because in which like they're like that's the perfect example. They're undermining the efforts.
Problem, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Like, I get it.
You know why the Strait of Hormuz is closed again?
I mean, it's because the insurers don't want to insure the tankers, and also because there's supposed mines that are adrift in the stream. What do you think?
After they made that agreement, after that actual post that I showed you, where Trump was like, "Oh, I can't believe they're charging da 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 da," like they made an agreement to temporarily open up the Strait of Hormuz, but then Israel carried out additional attacks on Lebanon, which caused Iran to say, absolutely not, we're shutting it down. Like Israel continued.
Was that part of the agreement though?
What? No, they incited conflict and undermined what we did. That's the point that I'm getting across. Like you just made the point.
Yeah,
because yes, you're absolutely right. They're not sharing with Israel who they're negotiating with with Iran, because they think that Israel will try to take them out so they can't complete the negotiations because they want a long dragged out war. But again, unless you tell me that we're going to break ties with Israel, there's no evidence to show that Donald Trump and this administration is not going to continue to closely align themselves with Bibi Netanyahu and Israel, holy shit, and do exactly what they want. Like, there's nothing that you can show me that would actually justify the point that you're making.
So, well, I mean, just the fact that we have JD Vance at Pakistan negotiating with Iran right now, that's a clear indication right there alone that we're doing the opposite, right? Just that circumstance alone. Like, if we weren't semi-serious, that wouldn't even be happening. You know what I mean? If we were right in Iran's back pocket, like, hey, F it, let's just go ahead and do what you want to do, that wouldn't be happening. You know what I mean? So just base it off that, just alone, that one circumstance. Of course, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, but just think about it from that point of view, right? Our actions. And I get it that Trump and Israel, they're doing things and they have an agenda on their own, but you got JD Vance on the flip side of the coin where he's anti-war. He doesn't want this to continue on, and there's a possibility he might be a future GOP candidate. So of course he's got a vested interest to try to, smooth this thing over and get an exit out of there. Right. So I think a lot of this plays together to wrap this up, not continue this war. That's why I picture it going in that direction instead of continuing on with Israel at the reins and pulling us into this shit even further. I could be wrong.
The issue with that is Like, I hear you, right? I mean, the reason why JD Vance is the one that's they're negotiating is because they Iran has been adamant that they don't want to just talk to just anyone, right? But Iran has been negotiating from a place of strength, right? Like you do understand that Iran has been adamant about like other opportunities come and go, other opportunities to make money come and go. But the opportunity to humble the United States of America is one that may never come again. Like that's literally what they've said. And they are looking to not only that's why they've been adamant. Did you know a part of the ceasefire was the immediate removal of United States troops from the area? And they did that. Like Iran has like leveraged all the power over the United States and shown that they're in this position of strength.
As soon as the attacks started happening in response to us attacking Iran, we had already moved our troops out of a lot of those bases. That's standard program.
No. That's not true because those bases were still being struck and American citizens was there. But two, the point that I'm getting across is they demanded that the actual troops be removed from the area, and they did so in the dead of the night.
You'll have to show me where you're coming up with that information. I still won't necessarily agree with it. You know what I mean? Like, are you talking about over Iran? Because that's not the case. We were bombing Iran this entire time up until this, so like they can demand that we get troops out of the area, but like, are we really if we're still bombing them with U.S. military? You know what I mean? Like, so they can claim that all they want. U.S. military got out of the region. Like, bro, we're still bombing you. Like, you know what I mean? We some forces around, so you're going to call it a win? Okay, yeah, I don't think so.
Wait, okay. So, like again, I'm trying to understand. So, hold on one second. I'm going to get this up for you here. The entire premise is not based off of like, oh, we're still bombing or whatever. There's not an actual still bombing. Like you do understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we stopped.
Because that was a pause. That was a pause. So there's no still bombing. 1 second here. Where is it? I know I have oh, here. Dang it, it jumped on me. Where did it go? 1 second. Sorry. I'm going to put this on the screen. So guys, if you don't mind, keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 point. 1 coin, it will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. And also, if you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. Everything is accepted and things appreciated. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen. All right, there's that. Go here and then do, where is it? Right here. All right, so this is the 10-point peace plan, right? And I was talking about the actual like issues of why we are still in conflict. Complete like they were supposed to stop any type of conflicts on Iran, Lebanon, and Yemen, right? That was number one. And also, Iran has been on the record as far as telling the United States that they will hold Iran directly. I'm sorry, they will hold the United States directly accountable for Israel's action. Iran told the United States, we're holding you directly responsible for Israel's actions. That's why when Israel continued to bomb Lebanon, that's why the strait was shut down. Right? Yep. All right.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Yeah. Right. So they wanted them to end all conflicts in the region in their entirety. conditions, full payment of compensation, full lifting sanctions, release Iranian funds, frozen by the asset, full commitment not to nuclear war, immediate ceasefire takes effects on all fronts, improving the conditions. So like all of this is connected with saying that they had to have the actual troops removed from the area, and they had to actually stop all engagements of conflict. So your premise as far as like, oh, we're still there, we're still bombing, or we were out before that, like that's not true. All of this happened after this 10-point agreement was accepted.
No, that's not what I was implying. That's not what I mean. Right.
Okay, help me understand then, because you said that they were out prior to all of this, and I'm saying that like this 10-point plan was what got them out and was supposed to stop all the conflict.
Yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. I might have misspoke, but basically, the point that I was making was, you know, I haven't seen anywhere that said all the U.S. military is out of the Middle East, and that's what it sounded like that you're implying, and I was disagreeing with you. You know what I mean?
No. What it says is that all of the actual conflicts have to end, and with the conflicts ending, sorry.
Yeah. And I see what you're saying now that you brought up the 10-point plan and how it listed Yemen being or Lebanon being in there. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, the point that I'm getting to and the overall premise that I'm trying to drive home is like the faith that you have in Donald Trump to be able to end any type of conflict or get any type of resolution is unfounded, because like he hasn't shown the propensity to one, steal his spine and stand up to Bibi Netanyahu, or two, actually do anything to approve our current, standing. So anyway, Redwin, you know what? I appreciate
you, man. I got to go though.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say, give me a second. Let me unmute you in the chat just in case you decide to hang out or come back. I appreciate you coming up.
Good. Take care.
Yep.
Congrats on Jubilee. Take care.
Yeah, thank you. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background, get in the box. If you are friendly and you like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. Santana speaks for you is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Red-handed? Red-handed trade. Are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? All right, I'm gonna drop you down. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram, and you would like to actually debate me, you don't even have to leave where you are. You don't have to leave the app where you are. The only thing that you have to do is click that link. The link that's in my pinned message, you can click that link, or I just dropped it in both chats. All you got to do is click that link and you can get up here. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background?
Yeah, I disagree with one thing in the background.
Okay. Do you have another name that I can call you? I don't want to call you that.
Just call me S.
S.
For
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
It's a clown name, man.
Yeah, no. I understand.
I'm serious with you.
I understand. All good. S, can you give me 2 seconds just to thank a couple of people and then I'll give you the floor? Okay. Thank you.
Sure. No problem.
W's in the chat for Beth for the $20 super chat to say, love what you do. Thank you for standing up for our country. Absolutely, Beth. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the love and support. Thank you for the cake as well. W's in the chat for Dragon for the $1.99 super chat to say the Tomahawk missile is a U.S. Caller is delusional. Yep, big facts. W's in the chat for Trey for the $5 super chat to say, why can't anyone be honest? This war is just irresponsible. We let Israel force us into it with no real strategic plan, no clear objectives. Exactly. W's in the chat for Gray for the $3 donation saying, guess, why did the 82nd Airborne just deploy troops into the Middle East for 6 to 12 month tours? That's a good question. And last but not least, W's in the chat for Oh, W's in the chat for Melissa. Melissa sent I'll just say $21 donation. I can't see the message. Melissa, I can't see your message. I don't know why I can't see your message, but I will go into PayPal specifically and try to see if I can pull that message up because I want to make sure that I read that. Guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks For You. Santana Speaks For You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat. Now we'll read that out. 1.5 thousand people hanging out, guys. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you're not following me. Please, please, please hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Turn on notifications. We just passed 100,000 followers and we're on our way to 200,000 followers. We only got 74 new followers on the stream. I am positive that there's more than 74 people watching that has not followed me yet. Hit that follow button. W's in the chat for Melissa. Melissa message that Iran has more territorial control over the Strait than they've ever had in history, thanks to the U.S. and the conflict. This has a negative global impact, and all MAGA can do is parrot the talking points like a merry band of barking seals. I know that's right. W's in the chat for Melissa. Thank you so much for that. All right, S, thank you so much for being patient. I apologize. Floor is yours. What point do you disagree with on the background where you'd like to start?
It'll be the top left, Republicans, full control, full blame. And I'll start out by saying I don't support either party, but I'm going to use a little bit of the background of capitalism to build up this point, if you don't mind. So
wait, one second, because I had another guy who came up here that tried to do this earlier and tried to say basically that both sides, two sides, one coin, they're both beholden to the billionaire class and, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Is that where you're going with it?
I'm just gonna talk about the past two administrations, and with something where neither more or less has full control in this particular regard. But
okay, how about this? Can I give you my logic behind why I say full control, full blame, and then you can ensure that it falls in line with going against that logic? Okay.
No problem. Yeah, I think that'd be a better way to approach this.
Okay, perfect. The reason why I say full control, full blame is because the Republican Party currently holds the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and even the majority on the Supreme Court. And so my premise is that if you have that type of control over Congress, not saying that they have a supermajority and they have the ultimate authority, it is saying that with having that type of control, the responsibility to lead and govern is on the party that has that type of power. And so regardless of what is trying to be done, they have the responsibility of bringing things to the table, finding ways to negotiate and getting legislation passed that would help and protect all American citizens. And since the only notable piece of legislation that has been passed since they've been in power is the BBB, which was the largest wealth transfer in United States history, and we've gotten pulled into additional wars where an additional war where the Congress has failed to restrict Donald Trump in his power to inflict war across the global scale while also continuing to fund his initiatives. The Republican Party has to take the full blame for everything that's happening. And that's why I say that.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from, and I won't disagree there. The point I had was in regards to the police state.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Before it was full control of the Republican Party, and I'll be quick with this. You know, we all understand that there's taxation without representation in this country, and there has been for a very long time. Capitalism, it's not an economy, it's an allocation mechanism of resources. Taxes are one of those resources. And what happens when you don't pay your taxes? The police state comes down on you. And the problem that I have is, even if Republicans aren't in 100% control of everything you describe, it's like every president is like fighting over who can give more money to the police state. You know,
yeah,
Trump
we live in an industrial military complex ever since World War II, and that's another reason why on the background I have capitalism, profit over people. For those little reasons, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Like you and I align on that, and like I do think that there's a lot to be said about that. But the point being, I do want to get back to some debate. So I appreciate you coming up. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down, but you and I are aligned. So thank you.
Have a good one.
You as well.
Yep. Yeah, no problem,
Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. If you're friendly, continue to tap the screen. Let's get the likes up to 300,000 likes. Also, repost the live. That helps a lot. Knock out the gift goal if you can. Let's see if you can do it. It's the heart kisses. Guys, just to make sure people have a full understanding as far as what we're debating, America, it's time for accountability. There's a lot of people that need to seek accountability for where we are in our country. First and foremost, Republicans, right? Full control, full blame. That one, I've already spoken to that. That's it. I'm not going to say that again. That's easy. Capitalism. Anyone that thinks that capitalism is the best method or form forward, that you're the problem. Capitalism is something that has harmed all Americans and does nothing to benefit everyday Americans. Moderate Democrats are Republican light. What does that mean? That means anyone who thinks that we need to reach across the aisle, or actually seek the help of Republicans to do anything to actually take back our country, you're the problem. Period. White women, 53% and below. This is the one that has been kicking people ass, and I want to make sure that I clearly explain this. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump. You are absolutely accountable for the state of our country today. But the and below portion speaks to the 47% of white women that did not vote for Donald Trump, but are the driving reasons behind things like the need for womanism because of the way they took control of feminism. The ones who are in families filled of white supremacists who don't actively fight white supremacy, who has no bearings as far as calling out their dad, their brothers, their uncles, that raise up young white boys to become white men who embrace being groypers, Christian nationalists, white supremacists, while all at the same time saying that you believe in progressing, that you're one of the ones where Kamala Harris lost the 2024 presidential election, and the first thing that you thought was a good idea was to buy or sell a blue bracelet to prove that you're a safe one, that you didn't vote for Donald Trump. If you are one of those white women, accountability is demanded. Get up here. Last but not least, all men. Or, you know, one caveat, because this was brought up yesterday. I do want to make sure that I'm very clear with this. When I say white women 53% and below, and I just gave that whole thing about why I'm holding them accountable, this does not apply to women who are in any type of situations where their lives are in danger. That's not a thing. I'm not saying for anyone who are actively in relationships or in partnerships or whatever the case may be, that they have an abusive spouse or anything like that that would inflict harm on them if they didn't align with them. I'm not talking about those women. I'm talking about the women who actually are completely separate than that, because I would never put any type of blame or pressure on a current victim or a survivor. Like that's not what we're doing. So just to be perfectly clear, wanted to make sure I was clear with that. Last but not least, fragile men who for some reason think that like women can't be leaders, men for some reason who believe that like they are the strong protectors, they're the ones that are they have the ability to take control. Like it's your fifis, you have no facts, you have no information. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background? Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Spiffy Gardening Mama, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? W's in the chat for Phil. What up, bro? Okay, I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna drop you down. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, they are man-childs. You know what's funny? I like men have pretty much accepted this fragile men point, and which I'm happy to see that, right? I'm happy to see that men have embraced that. And to be very clear, when I talk about fragile men, hey, where's my camera? Is this my camera? Is this my camera? Hey, When I say fragile men, I'm talking about myself as well. I'm not excluding me, and I'm not excluding you. Now, the reason why I say that is because the most fragile thing on earth is the man's ego, right? The most fragile thing on earth is men's ego. Now, with that being said, if you are someone who is actively working on their misogyny, actively addressing the privilege that they have, actively looking to be better, seeking therapy, seeking help, then you don't necessarily fall in the category of fragile men, all fifis, no feelings, but you have to actively keep doing the thing. You can't just stop. Can't just stop. But if you are for some reason that think that, like, if you are a man and you believe misandry is real, I'm talking to you. Get up here. If you're a man and you think that you can experience sexism, I'm talking to you. Get up here. If you're a man and you think that alpha males are a thing, I'm talking to you. Get up here. If you're a man that think that men are better leaders than women, I'm talking to you. Get up here. It's all your fragile fifis. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something in the background? Oh, that person's gone. W's in the chat for Maven. Maven sent a $20.31 donation to say, can't wait for your Surrounded episode. Love your work. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited. I'm trying to confirm what time it's going to be released tomorrow because we are going to do that watch party. I'm really interested to see what the turnout was, but thank you so much for the donation. W's in the chat. Guys, if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Someone said in the chat, can you explain, someone said, can you explain what's the issue with the blue bracelets? Yeah, it's performative. It's performative as shit. Like, if your first inclination was, let me get a blue bracelet and say, hey, I'm a good one, then you're a problem, right? If like your whole thought was, I need to ensure that people know that I'm someone who is safe, then you're the problem. Because in order to actually prove that you're quote unquote safe, in order to prove that you're one of the quote unquote good ones, the only thing you have to do is the work. That's it. That's it. You only have to do the work. And if you do the work, then the work will show that you're safe. If you do the work, then the work will show that you are one of the quote unquote good ones. You don't have to tell people, you just have to do the work. That's the issue. Now, the one thing that is super interesting, I haven't been like, I don't think I've had anyone come up and like disagree with the capitalism point. I would love to get into that because we're so fucking cooked. We're so fucking cooked. Kayla said you are DEI. Kayla, I'm DEI. Sure, come up here and tell me about it. I muted you, right? But I'm sending you a request. Come up here and tell me how I'm DEI. Kayla, I'm not DEI, you're just racist. Prove me wrong. Kayla, I sent you a request. Come up here and prove me wrong. Kayla said that you're DEI. Kayla, accept that request. Accept that request. Real Super Gotti said, I don't agree that misandry isn't real. Oh, okay, cool. Accept that request. I sent you a request. And I'm gonna mute you. I know that you, there we go. Let's talk about it. Hi. Nope. Let's see if he loads. Still spinning. Still spinning. All right, perfect. Hi, you said you don't agree that misandry doesn't exist.
I do.
I'm sorry, you do agree that, like, you think misandry is real.
I don't agree. Sorry, I misspoke. I don't agree that misandry isn't real. I feel like all genders can experience, like, how should I put this? I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
It's okay. Take your time.
So I was watching a few days ago. You also said that white people can experience racism.
Correct.
I feel like every race can experience racism. Every gender can experience misandry.
Okay. What if I told you that the reason why men can't experience quote unquote misandry is the same reason why every race can't experience racism? What if I told you that?
I would say that I still don't agree.
What if I explained it? How about that? How about I explain it?
You can.
Okay, cool. Really quick, sorry, before I do that, W's in the chat for the one mighty pen for the 100 cheers. I'm sorry, the 100 bits over on Twitch. W's in the chat for Reaper for having a 95 stream streak. That's fucking crazy. W's in the chat for the Duper Inc. raid that came in. W's in the chat for Day Delusional, who sent 10 bits over on Twitch. And W's in the chat for Hope, who sent a $15 donation saying, Santana, the more I listen to you, the more I admire everything you bring to the table. Thank you for your passion and knowledge. Thank you so much, friend. That means the world to me. W's in the chat for Hope. I appreciate you. Again, if anyone else likes support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and we'll read that out. Hey, can you tell me to you, what is racism?
Racism is not just oppression, but, you know, kind of discriminatory. I mean, I see that not white people don't experience, obviously, racism like a lot of other races do. But I feel like it could still happen. There's still people who don't like you because of the color of your skin or assume a lot of things. Like, just because I'm white from Indiana, some people think that I support Trump when I don't, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the one thing that I will call out is, like, race isn't the color of your skin. That's not how race works. But so is it your premise that any and everyone can experience racism?
Yeah.
Is it your premise?
It doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter who you are. Eventually, there's going to be discrimination against you, whether it be where you're from, the color of your skin, or your gender.
Okay, but we're talking about racism, and again, racism has nothing to do with gender, but also it's not based off the color of your skin. Do you think that anyone has always been able to experience racism?
That's difficult. Definitely not white people, because I feel like as a race, white people have definitely been the oppressors, which I'm obviously not okay with. But I feel like you know, yeah, everyone can experience it.
Okay. Can you tell me how during slavery, how could a white slave owner experience racism from their enslaved Black people?
That they definitely 1,000,000% did not.
Okay, so not everyone has been able to experience racism forever, so we can eliminate that. Okay, cool. And you said you're a white man from Indiana, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. How have you experienced racism?
I haven't experienced racism a whole bunch. Just the typical, you know, insults, stuff like that.
What type of insults?
I mean, I mainly experience it online and stuff like that.
What type of insults?
They're not exactly insults. It's just people saying that because I'm white, my opinions don't really matter and stuff like that on different topics.
So is it just them downplaying you as a person? That's what you're referring to? Or would you think, or would you say that you've been called racial slurs?
Definitely not slurs, because there obviously aren't slurs for white people that I know of.
All right, I'm glad you said that. All right, so we can eliminate the premise as far as racial slurs. So to boil this down, the racism that you've experienced, but I guess one more question. Can you think of any high level, like overarching premise of white people experiencing racism?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. So your premise of racism is rooted in yourself or other white people being told that their opinions are invalid because they're white.
Yes.
Okay. And help me understand, how has that negatively impacted you or anyone else by being told that your opinion is invalid because you're white?
Mainly when I'm trying to talk about different things, it doesn't really affect me as much, but when I'm trying to talk about different topics that I feel like are important, a lot of people say that like my opinion doesn't matter and stuff like that because I'm white.
Have you been stopped from being able to give your opinion?
No, but you know,
Okay.
My whole thing was the Misandry part.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's a correlation. There's a correlation, but I'm trying to walk you through this thought process. So, the premise of racism to you is the fact that you've been told that due to your the fact that you're white, your opinion is invalid in situations, and then the invalidation of your opinion is only limited to you being told that your opinion is invalid or is not valid, but not in the premise of like someone stopping you from sharing your opinion. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add to that overall experience as far as that is the racism that you've experienced?
I mean, not really.
Okay. Okay. So how do you think that experience, you know what, you gave me an anecdotal experience. I'm going to give you an anecdotal experience. All right, let's see what your experience, how you feel about your experience with racism versus my experience with racism. Let's compare and contrast and then go from there. So just to verify, chat, his experience of racism is being online, wanting to give his opinion, and then being told that his opinion is invalid because he's white, but not being stopped from sharing his opinion. Got it. Okay. Back in 2010, I weighed 477 pounds. And so I made a decision that since I had the insurance, I was working the job that allowed me to get gastric bypass surgery. And so I went in and I went through the procedures. I was living in South Carolina at this time. And I decided that I was going to get the surgery, and there's a whole process that you have to go through. And my surgeon was an old white man, of course, in South Carolina. And so I did everything that was necessary to get the surgery. I went to like all the pre-ops. I went to all of like the, there was like therapy sessions to ensure that like this was something that you had to do. I went through like all the dietary restrictions, like all this other stuff. And then I got approved. I went in for like the actual information when it came to having the surgery. I was told like, hey, this is how long it's going to be. This is what you should expect. It's going to be a laparoscopic surgery where we make tiny incisions and we do this. Afterwards, you're going to have this amount of time of recovery, and then you'll be on like these dietary restrictions. You'll be able to start eating again in certain waves and blah, 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 blah. So I had a full expectation of not only what to expect while going into the surgery, but what to expect after the surgery to readjust my life, right? And so once I actually got there for the day of the surgery, I go in, I meet with my surgeon one more time. He's like, yep, we're good, all set, right? And so I get ready to, they administer the anesthesia, which if no one has ever received anesthesia, holy fuck, right? They gave it to me. They told me to count backwards from 100. I said 90, I'm sorry, I said 100, 99, out. Anyway, I went into surgery and then came out of surgery, and they finally came in and they got ready to check my wounds to make sure like everything was okay. And they unwrapped me and I looked down and I have an incision from the bottom of my chest all the way down to my navel, right? And I'm confused because I was told prior to that surgery that this was a laparoscopic surgery, which means tiny incisions in order to complete the surgery. And FYI, there were supposed to be 4 tiny incisions. Well, there were 4 tiny incisions, but there was also this massive opening that was not supposed to be there. So I was talking to the doctor and I said, hey, what happened? He said, well, we went to do the surgery and it was supposed to be laparoscopic, but your skin was too thick. And so we had to completely cut you open. And at that time, as you can tell, you know, I'm wearing a superhero hat. First thing my mind jumped to is I'm a fucking superhero. I'm a superhero. I'm like Hancock. That's right. You cannot cut my skin. Fucking right. I'm a superhero. And so that's what I thought. But then I learned about pseudoscience. And then I learned about medical racism. And then I learned that there's no such thing as having thick skin. But yet it is steeped in medical racism that has been passed down since slavery, when Black people were experimented on, and Black people, they said that Black people had thicker skin, less nerve endings, they felt less pain. And so this was something that had been passed down throughout medicine and medical books and taught. And so since I was dealing with a white man in the South, an older white man who had been taught this and who had believed that, when he went in to do the surgery, instead of actually guaranteeing the surgery that he said he was going to do, he just made a decision to cut me completely open, which again, instead of just going for one incision and saying, oh, I can't do this, his skin's too thick, which isn't true, he decided to make all 4 and then cut me wide open. So when I talk about racism, even when you say like experiencing racism on an individual level, which I don't even like to talk about anecdotal experiences, but this is something that I'm willing to share. Your premise of you experiencing racism is that you were told that your opinion was invalid online because you're white, but they didn't stop you from actually sharing your opinion. My experience of racism was being mutilated by a doctor due to a pseudoscience that's not real and steeped in history of experimenting on Black slaves. So my question to you is, when I talk about people experiencing racism, and I'm not saying that you're the arbiter of all people white, but when like both of us just came up with those anecdotal stories, right? I ran through that entire diatribe with you. I gave you the opportunity to add anything else that you wanted. Would you say that both of those are equal instances of racism?
1,000,000% not. And I'm genuinely so sorry that happened to you. I know
It's fine. I mean, like it's fine. Like it was in 2010 plus. Like I learned about it later. I'm not someone that holds on to things or grudges. I'm fine. It's just me showing or giving that information for the conversation.
Like I was saying, I genuinely had no clue that stuff happens. I'm obviously aware that racism exists and that it happens to everybody, increasingly so if you're not white.
The point that I'm trying to get to is like we haven't even gotten to like what is race, how it was constructed. Like there's so many other things that I could go down the diatribe with. As a matter of fact, just an FYI, what is race? Can you tell me what race is?
Sorry, I was talking to somebody.
No worries. You can finish that up. Let me thank a couple of people and then I'll give you that question again. W's in the chat for Michael for the $10 donation saying, I'm in the 47%. I haven't spoken to my brother, but I'm learning real facts from you and others so I can hopefully make a difference. The Sum of Us book is a great reference tool. Absolutely. And not Michael, Michelle. Sorry, Michelle. W's in chat for Michelle for that. And Michelle, you are not one of the ones that I would be talking about because you're actively trying to equip yourself in order to combat white supremacy. Like the only thing that I say is that you got to make sure that you shoot that shot at some point. But right now, I don't think I would be talking to you. W's in the chat for Michelle for that $10 donation. W's in the chat for Chrissy for the $5 donation. Just sent some love. Thank you so much for that, Chrissy. W's in the chat for April, who sent a $20 donation. Said thank you and sending well wishes and love. Thank you so much, April. You are so fucking kind. Guys, if anyone else would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and Linktree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Guys, 1.6 thousand people hanging out here. Guys, keep tapping the screen. Let's go ahead and get the likes up to 400,000 likes. Also, look up at the top. You see the word follow. You're not following me. We only have 84 new followers on the stream. I know for a fact that there's more than 84 people that haven't followed me yet. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications. We're on our way to 200,000 followers. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. All right, bro, the question I had was, what is race?
In my opinion, race is a social construct created by white people to segregate and hate on individuals for how they look.
Kind of. You're almost there. Yeah, it is absolutely a social construct. It's based off of socially acceptable phenotypical characteristics. It was created for the othering of non-white people in order to create a free and cheap labor class. And high key on the create a free and cheap labor force, right? And do you know who created race?
No.
Gomez Inez de Zurara. He was a chronicler for Prince Henry the Navigator, and he came across black people and he wanted to justify chattel slavery. So he went to the Catholic Church and told them that the black people were from the lower hemisphere. They were animalistic, hypersexual. They needed to be civilized. And so he, in order to gain that quote unquote ability to civilize them and justify chattel slavery, the Catholic Church published 2 Papa Bulls, which gave permission to not only Portugal, but other European countries to engage in chattel slavery, which specifically targeted black people based off of this new categorization of race. So the point that I'm getting across is, right, the creation of race and the creation of racism, which is a system that still persists, right? I mean, I gave you an anecdotal experience inside of medical racism, but the reason why I said like, hey, can you give me something as on a whole, something on a higher level that affects white people as far as racism? The systems that are in place when it comes to those systems that affect black people, whether we talk about like medical racism, financial racism, educational racism, like all of these things are overarching issues that it doesn't matter if you're Santana or you're the next black person or whatever, like you're going to in one way, shape or be affected by these systems, right? And that's the point. The last key to driving this home is while white people may be affected by financial issues, they may be affected by educational issues, right? Or medical issues or anything like that, they will never be in that situation due to them being white. And that's the premise of racism. Anyone who is not white cannot co-opt the system. Shout out to Solid. Anyone that's not white cannot co-opt the system of racism, because that's not how the system was created. That's not how Gomez, Inez, De Zerara created the system. And that's not how it has persisted throughout the history since the creation of race. And that's why I say that.
Thank you for explaining that to me, because I did not know that at all.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say, because and shout out to Adorna for always pointing this out, and this is going to tie back into the original point. The premise of like how things are explained. Black people can absolutely be bigoted. Black people can absolutely be xenophobic. Hell, Black people can absolutely be, hateful or whatever. But when you talk about the meaning of the system and the way that it is perpetuated, Black people can't co-opt that, because that system was not made for them, so they can never reap the benefits of it. They can try to engage in white supremacy, but white supremacy will never work for them because they're not white. And so in turn, the reason why I say like you can't be sexist towards a man is because of the power in the system that is created, where men are able to weaponize that against women. Women do not have the ability to weaponize that same thing towards men. Women have never been in a position where they could actually disenfranchise men due to an access of power. And sexism is a system that is way more developed than just power. But one of the most critical part of sexism is the ability to inflict a power structure on the opposite sex.
Do agree on that. Like I said, thank you for explaining that. It made it a little more easier for me to understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 1 second. The 1950 Eslab or whatever, you said as a woman, I totally disagree. Perfect. Come up here and tell me why. Come up here and tell me why. Like, I sent you a request. I would love to get you up here to tell me why. Real, thank you so much for coming up. I'm glad we were able to have that conversation. I appreciate you, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, okay?
All right.
Oh, wait,
so
hold
much.
on.
Have a good day,
Let me
Santana.
unmute you. I muted you in the comments before you came up. Let me, boom, got you unmuted. Thank you so much for coming up.
Yeah, have a good day.
You as well.
Do you know what time Dean's live starts?
No clue.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I will continue watching your live.
Absolutely, thank you. Where did what is it? As a woman, I totally disagree. The S blob. Hey, get up here. You said as a woman you complete. I'm gonna mute you. Like, I don't want you hiding. Like, I see that you haven't accepted the request yet, but you're not. I'm not seeing you up here. Get up here. Get up here. I want to hear why you disagree. And fun fact. I know some people that would disagree with you. Let's see if they're still watching. Let's see. I got some friends that I know for a fact that I can call up here that would actually be able to talk about that. Let's see if they come up. I don't think they will. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you're a Trump supporter or you disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only 1 point. It will boost the live, 1 coin. It will boost the live and push us out to the FYP. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
No, I accidentally joined. I'm so sorry.
All right, no worries. I'll drop you down. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We are only looking for some debates. The guy that was spamming let me up. The Brian guy who was spamming let me up. I let him up and he immediately left. Sent you a request. Get back up here. You were like, let me up, let me up, let me up. Like I let you up and you immediately left. You immediately left as soon as I let you up. What? And not them denying my request. What? I sent you another one. All right, this is what's gonna happen. And Brian, I'm gonna send you another request. And if you don't accept this request after spamming in the chat, I'm going to block you. And I'm going to block you if you don't accept this request. Okay. And I blocked him. Like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And he tried to say, someone tells my I don't know what that is, but his bio said Dean is a loser and is scared to debate me on his live and says Trump supporters are ignorant even though he makes fun of people. That was his bio. Like, I don't know if he thought that he was going to come up here and troll or whatever the case may be, but like, you got me fucked up. you got me fucked up. That's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. W's in the chat for, let's see here. Susan sent a $10 donation and said, good morning. Good morning, Susan. Thank you so much for the $10. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Susan. He said, Santana blocks everyone that doesn't agree with him. No, I block cowards. I block cowards. And Jay Led, I'm going to mute you because you're a coward and you're in the comments thumb thugging instead of actually being up here in the box. Now you can't even cry. You got to hate from outside of the club. I don't care about you crying from the comments. If you got something to say it with your chest or don't say it at all. This is the same person that came back. What would you do if someone tells me, yeah, I don't care. I can tell this is your backup account. I'm going to block you on this one as well because you were too much of a coward to come up. You're not spamming in my comments. I don't know what you like. You guys may be MAGA Trump supporters. You guys may be able to whine and cry and complain and moan in every other space, but you won't do that here. You will not do that here. You will not. Hey, Issa, stop doing that. That's fucking weird. Like you spamming that in my live. That's fucking weird. Stop. That's fucking weird. People are weird. Stop it. Holy shit. Anyway, like I was saying, that was in chat for Susan. Thank you so much for that $10 donation. Holy fuck. Gabrielle. Massive fucking W's in the chat for Gabrielle for the $100 donation. Saying your outstanding education to this caller. Gabrielle, that is crazy. Holy fuck. W's in the chat for Gabrielle for the $100 donation. That is wild. That is a shit ton of money. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like that is crazy, crazy, crazy. W's in the chat for Gabrielle. Thank you so much. Holy smokes. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're a friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart means. W's in the chat for Michael. Michael sent a $5 donation. Said, love you, Santana. You really inspire me, brother. Thank you so much, Michael. That means the fucking world to me. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Holy shit. W's in the chat for Michael. Thank you for that. Guys, So, you know what's interesting? And this is one point that I would be willing to actually debate on, because, again, I posted the video that went viral while I was debating. And I threw out the gauntlet. I dropped the gauntlet, and I'm saying this right now. If there are any men who are in the, who's listening, who disagree with abortion, if you are a man and you disagree with abortion, I'll let you come up here and debate me. I know that's not on the background, but if you are a pro-life man, come up here, because the video of my actual point, I'll just say it that way, my actual point of abortion has been going viral. And chat, hey chat, surprise, surprise, the men are mad. The men are mad at my stance on abortion. The men are lashing out, and they are mad about my stance on abortion. They're calling me out. They told me that I'm wrong. And they said, they said men should have a choice. So yeah, if you are a man and you are quote unquote pro-life, come up here. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. Hi, are you a Trump supporter, disagree with something on the background, or are you pro-life?
So, I mean, I guess I only agree with abortion to a certain, I guess, time frame in the pregnancy, unless it's life or death for the mother in that case. But like a late term abortion, I don't agree with.
Okay, so you know, like late term abortions,
like a third
things,
trimester,
right?
like a third trimester.
Right, but you
abortion.
understand that's not a thing, right? Like you understand that if abortions are occurring in the quote unquote third trimester, it's not because it's something that people just want to do, it's out of necessity.
Right, I'm saying life or death, and then the person gets induced as well, correct? But
right, but again, like, can you tell me where this is happening? Because again, like Donald Trump, and I'm not saying you're a Trump supporter, but I am saying
no,
Donald Trump
I'm not by no means.
No, I'm not saying that. But Donald Trump weaponized the idea that like Democrats were out just getting abortions all the way up to and after the baby being born. Like he literally said that. He literally said they would have the baby, set them aside, and then make a decision later. So
yeah, no, not at all. Just like he also said they're eating the dogs in Ohio. He's wild.
So what
I mean, I guess I've heard or I've read, but maybe inaccurate, that there has been some circumstances, I guess, third trimester abortions that people have chose to get for. At that point, I would say, you know, just give the baby up for adoption. This was something I got from WebMD. It was just a link off of WebMD.
Hey, did you know an abortion after the point of viability is just birth?
Right.
Did you know, medically speaking, a cesarean is classified as an abortion?
Right, because you're getting it. That's an emergency.
That's not
removal.
necessarily an emergency, but it is like a removal. But again, an abortion after the point of viability is just birth. So I'm still confused as far as your contingency.
Okay, yeah, I guess I mean I agree with abortion's good as long as it's not after a certain time. Like
okay.
after like 20 weeks, 24 weeks, I would say that's kind of at that point.
I got a question for you. So I'm not going to necessarily go into my point, but I do have a question just to seek a little bit of understanding.
Maybe I'm not making sense what I'm saying.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I don't want to know why you have an opinion, because I think, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody got one, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to down your opinion. But the question I do have, though, is why do you feel comfortable with sharing your opinion? Or better question, start off. How many uteruses do you have?
0. So I guess I shouldn't have a choice in the matter.
Well, it's not that. I'm not saying that, because I too lack a uterus, right? Neither one of us have uteri.
Right.
But, and again, like I said, but neither one of us have uteruses, but we both have buttholes, and so we both have opinions, right? And so the point that I'm saying is that while I don't see a harm in having an opinion, I do see a harm in having an opinion that you're willing to share about something that does not impact you, and it's something that is, a medical necessity, right?
Oh no! And if it's a medical necessity, like I said, then if it's like life or death for the mother, then absolutely. No.
I mean a medical necessity. Period. Like I'm not saying life or death. I'm just saying a medical necessity, because abortion is healthcare, right? And understanding that childbirth is the closest women will ever be to death. Who's to say what is or is not a medical necessity to them? They should be able to make the decision as far as when, where, and how they want to allocate their bodily resources.
No, absolutely, it's their body, of course.
Right. So I guess the point that I'm trying to get to is like trying to understand the premise as far as you and I, men without the capability of actually fostering life and giving birth. Like, while it's nothing wrong with you having an opinion and even sharing that opinion with your partner, like, I don't think it's necessary for us to share our opinions to people in public when this is something that is overwhelmingly negatively impacting women and disenfranchising women due to a lack of health access to healthcare. So that's the only point that I'm trying to get across. Like, you may have your personal feelings, but like the one thing that I've never done ever, I've never talked about my personal feelings when it comes to abortions. Like the bedrock and the foundation of what I say is that I believe that women should have bodily autonomy and be able to make the decisions that they want with their bodies. Full stop.
Do you believe the father should have some, or the male should have some say in the matter?
No,
because I don't. I don't either. It's their right.
I think that if
it's their body, their right. I don't feel like the guy has a say in it.
No, I don't. I think that, depending on the relationship, there could be conversations around it. Like, again, I'm not saying that you in personal relations, you can't have an opinion, but it's not your choice. Like, my wife and I, like, we're literally married, right? And if we found out she was pregnant and I didn't want her to get an abortion, but she wanted to have an abortion, as a married couple, I would be expecting that we could sit down and have a conversation about it. But that conversation would be under the grounds and the understanding that whatever decision that comes
ultimately
out at the end is her decision, not my decision. It's just her giving me the opportunity to tell her about what I feel about the situation, but it's not my decision, right? And so that's the premise of where I stand. So the overall point,
I wasn't making sense, I guess.
No, the overall point that I'm getting to is like not that you have an opinion about abortion, and not even that you are like at a point where like, oh, The whole point is you were willing to come and share your opinion on abortion in front of like 2,000 people. And I think as men, we need to normalize not doing that. We need to normalize not talking about women and their body. That's why, like, whenever I talk about abortion, I'm never really talking about abortion. Like, I never talk about abortion. I always try to revert it back to the perspective of men, because I think we need to normalize men not only publicly talking about abortion, but thinking that we need to debate abortion.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good rest of your day.
Yep, absolutely. Have a good one. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. If you're friendly, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin to boost the live. If you'd like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links and link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Lyric, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background? Oh, guess that's a no. Oh, that person is gone. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
Did Dean give you a blowjob, fucking bitch?
Why would you like to know about my sexual activities? You don't think that's weird that the first thing that you decided to do was come up here and ask me about a sexual activity? Are you attracted to me? Is that why you came up here to do that?
No,
that's
pause.
weird. I know. Listen, that's weird. That's super weird. Like the first thing that you did was come up here and have like a sexual thought about me. And also, yeah, no. Also, like understanding that whatever sexual activities occur between consenting adults is something that no one should vilify. And last but not least, it sounds like you're a child, right? You, one, trolling isn't funny, and two, you shouldn't be on any TikTok lives if you're a child. So I'm gonna go ahead and ban you because you should never do that. You should be a better person. You should be a better person. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates. Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. We're only looking for some debates, guys. Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Do you feel like
or
a good
disagree with-
person telling that kid to be a better person, bub?
Yes.
Go get a hair transplant.
I would do the same thing
bub.
to you.
Go get a hair transplant.
Do you feel like a better person because you came up here to be a crybaby, like a whiny little
You were just
complaining
whining
incel?
to a kid.
How was I whining? By giving them a life lesson?
You're whining about a kid coming up on a TikTok live.
Wait,
it's
so
TikTok.
so
you
me
fucking
me
idiot.
actually explaining that one,
It's a
whatever
child's app.
I know, and you're pretending to be a child at the moment. I need you to lock the fuck in, right? So me actually explaining that what consenting adults do is whatever consenting adults do. Like that's me whining. Me saying that no one should be vilified for their sexual orientation is me whining. And me also saying that you have to be able, holy fuck, what is happening? Guys, I don't know if people are reporting. If you are here and you're reporting, don't do that. Like there's no reason for you guys to report guests. Like we don't do that here. If you're watching and you're reporting, do not do that. Please allow me to have these conversations. Please allow me to actually guide where this goes. I got it. Trust me. I absolutely got it. There is no need for anyone to ever report in my live. Please and thank you. Like that's something we do not do here. Period. The point that I was getting to, though, is if you're saying there's an issue with actually telling a young person that there is nothing wrong with consenting adults to have consenting relationships, then I don't understand, what that is. And the whole premise of go get a hair transplant, like I got hair. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the stupidest shit. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with something on the background?
I'm back, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. Hey, kid, I'm blocking you again. Like, that's weird. Seriously. Like, your parents would be ashamed. Your parents would absolutely be ashamed. Fun fact, I was cutting my hair bald because it was a decision. Anyway, I have a bald fade, right? So, like, yeah. And you know what? I saw someone say this, like, the younger generation is absolutely obsessed with bald men, right? It's so funny that the younger generation is absolutely obsessed with bald men. And they made the point, the reason why they are obsessed with bald men is because they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. They see their dads, their uncles, they see the men around them bald, and they're terrified. And so they are hyper fixated on bald men. It's the craziest shit. So that's why they're like, oh, you're bald. First and foremost, I'm not a snowflake. So one, that doesn't bother me. But two, it's the same logic as people coming up and thinking they're slandering someone by calling them gay. Right? Like the thought process that I'm going to slander you, I'm going to insult you, and the way that I'm going to insult you is by calling you gay. What? I don't know. They're all so weird. And look, see, holy smokes. I don't know what you guys are doing, but like, this is crazy. W's in the chat for Heather. Heather sent a $50 YouTube super chat to say thank you for advocating for women's bodies, bodily autonomy regarding abortion. So sick of hearing men with opinions about women's bodies. Honestly, I am too. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. Every time I hear a man that wants to come up and actually debate abortion, like I shut off. I shut off. Like debating abortion from men is such like a lazy topic. It's so lazy. It's so weird, and I'm just over it. And they all want to debate that, and it's only because like it's not something that actually affects them. Like if it was something, that's why they all want to debate about transgender people. That's why they all want to debate about abortion, because like it's something that doesn't directly impact them. And so since it doesn't directly impact them, then they're willing to actually debate it, because that way they can detach from reality. Hi, are you a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background?
What do I do?
You requested up.
Sorry.
Only request up if you are a Trump supporter or disagree with anything on the background. Guys, we got 94 new followers on this stream. I would love if we could get up to at least 100 followers on this stream. Look up at the top. If you see the word follow, that means you haven't followed me yet. Hit that follow button. Hit that follow button, turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go live every single day, multiple times. We do a bunch of different stuff here. So please, if you have not hit that follow button, if you're still trying to figure out if you like me, if you want to continue to actually engage, whatever, hit that follow button. Hit that follow button. Give me a shot. If you are someone who's like, I hate this guy's face, he has a punchable face, then come back and, rage out while watching me. Yeah. Guys, just an FYI, and I need to check and see if I can find the time, but I know tomorrow the Jubilee episode is going to be released, and we will be doing a watch party. For anyone who has not had the opportunity or doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about, I want to show you guys this really quickly. Do you guys remember what? Oh, and my dog catcher, do the dog catcher. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay, bow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Bow wow wow yeah yo yippee yay, bow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog in me. All right, guys, here it is. Do you guys remember when I said that I was heading to DC to do something really cool? And then I posted that I did my first ever surrounded video with Jubilee. Well, it's official and it will be released this Sunday, April the 12th. And the person that we had surrounded in this video, none other than California Congressman Ro Khanna. This Jubilee surrounded video is 1 US representative versus 20 Americans. Now, this was super interesting because this wasn't about being left or right. This was about being American, and this was about Ro Khanna stepping into the middle of the circle and going toe-to-toe with any and everyone. And you guys know me, any opportunity that I get to actually go one-on-one with anyone, I bring my best. Now, I'm excited to see how this video turns out because, of course, I don't know how the editing was done. I'm not exactly sure what this is going to look like, but regardless, I'm so excited to see it. And not only am I excited to see it, but we're going to do a watch party. So once it's released this Sunday, April the 12th, I'm going to have a couple of other people that were there with me doing this surrounded with Ro Khanna, and we're going to actually react to the release, the video. We're going to talk about the different interactions. I mean, it was a crazy experience, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Yeah, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. I just need to confirm what time it comes out. and we're gonna do that. It should be a lot of fun. I'm really interested to see. I'm really interested to see what ends up making it past. Hey, Debbie's in chat. Thank you for the guitar. I'm super interested to see what makes it past the cuts, because the thing that so I'll share this. There were 4 questions. As a matter of fact, if you guys didn't get to see, let me play the trailer for you really quick. How about that?
To their island? Absolutely not. Okay.
Y'all taking this issue that real victims have gone through, and it's almost like politicizing it for a personal political agenda.
But certainly you don't think Thomas Massey and I have done that, right? We always had the survivor.
Well, to a certain degree, where was this energy when you first came in?
Who released the Epstein files? Was it Joe Biden or was it President Trump?
Well, he did it because Massey and I forced his hand with the.
So why didn't you force Joe Biden's hand? Donald Trump has done more to expose pedophiles than Joe Biden ever did.
On a 1 to 10, how much do you trust me?
You released the file, so I'm gonna give you like a 6 or a 7.
That's not bad.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. Yeah, Massey up like an 8 or a 9.
How did Massey get a higher score than me? My first surrounded claim is that the treatment of the Epstein class shows that there are 2 tiers of justice in America. My next surrounded claim is that Pam Bondi's Justice Department has not complied with the law in releasing the Epstein files. My next surrounded claim is that Howard Lutnick, Trump's Commerce Secretary, should resign. My final surrounded claim is that Britain held a royal accountable because of their role in the Epstein files. America should hold the powerful accountable too. I'm Congressman Ro Khanna. I represent Silicon Valley. I'm the co-author with Thomas Massey of the Epstein Transparency Act that forced the release of 3 million files. I believe we need to stand for the working class, not the Epstein class. Today, I'm surrounded by 20 Americans to discuss the Epstein files.
So that's the topic. I thought there were like some really good questions, and someone as a someone that's on the left, there's a couple of things that I really I had to figure out how I was going to go about debating, because like when I first I wanted to figure out how I was going to go about debating this, because once I first got the actual offer, I was like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not understanding how I'm supposed to debate a Democrat on the release of the Epstein files. And then when I found out who it was, I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, right? I mean, to get the opportunity to not only debate a member of Congress, a sitting member of the House, but someone who had the ability to see the unredacted Epstein files, I was like, I would do it. And then when they sent, so they sent over the 4 questions like the day before filming. They sent over the 4 questions so we could prep and get ready for it. And I got the 4 questions, which they laid those 4 claims out. And the first thing that I did was reach out to management. I would reach out to Kay, and I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to like argue this? Like, I'm a little confused. And then the more I sat with it, the more I thought about it. And I thought about like the premise of what the question is and what they think that they're trying to convey. And like the one that I really wanted to get to talk about, and I did not get an opportunity to actually talk about it, was the claim that Pam Bondi was not releasing the files according to the Epstein files. That was the claim that I really wanted to talk about. And that I completely disagree. And this is what I was going to build my argument around. They absolutely released the Epstein files in accordance with the law. They didn't release the Epstein files, but they released it in accordance with the law, because I read the Epstein Transparency Act, the entire thing. And with reading the Epstein Transparency Act, what is this person saying? What are they saying? Not you in here. What are you talking about? I don't know what this person's saying. I'm going to mute this person. I don't know what they're saying, but I see like my mods telling them to request up. Hey, I muted you. Get up here. You're horrible. That's all you got to say. You're not going to be saying anything else in the comments unless you get up here. Like I can't, it looks like, I don't know if you don't have your request on or whatever, but now you don't get to say anything. Come up here. Get up here. Hello.
Hello, hi, Santana.
Hi. Yep. Yeah, you got a little bit of a bad signal. What happened in the chat?
Okay, all right. I was friendly. I was muted. I don't know what's going on. Anything wrong? I was
You're breaking
speaking about
up.
another one that was in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Friendly fire.
Yeah.
I apologize. I got you. I unmuted you. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Yeah.
All right. I apologize. I'm going to drop you down.
I was about
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
AK. Thank you.
I can't hear you, but I appreciate you. Sorry, guys. Who were you guys talking about? Kay, who were you talking about then? Like, I got the wrong person? Who were you telling to get up here? Let me go back. Who was Kay talking about? I guess I missed it. I saw a couple of mods. My bad. Alloy. Where the fuck are they? Did we tell them to get up here? Alloy? Where are they at? I don't see that name. I don't know. Kay, put them in the cocaine and clutch if they're not gonna come up here. I don't see him. Whatever. Put them in the cocaine and clutch if they refuse to get up here. Like I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I'm still looking through. I don't see their username. Maybe they ran. Yeah, I don't see it. Anyway, fuck it. So the point that what's the cocaine to clutch? It's a wrestling move. The cocaine to clutch is a wrestling move. Put them in a cross-face chicken wing. The point that I was getting across is, so what I ended up doing was the point that I really wanted to debate was the the claim that Pam Bondi wasn't releasing the Epstein files in accordance with the law, and I completely disagree. They were absolutely doing it because the Epstein Transparency Act had no teeth. I looked through the Epstein Transparency Act and found that not only were there no repercussions as far as like real actions if the law was broken, I also found that there were multiple outs that were given to the Trump administration to not be able to publish the Epstein files, including they gave a provision if there was an executive order that was issued that deemed certain information to be connected with national security. And fun fact, Donald Trump then signed an executive order that gave him coverage where if he wanted to deem like, hey, this is covered under national security, then he wouldn't have to release the Epstein files. So the point that I had was the problem isn't that Pam Bondi wasn't following the law. The problem was that the Democrats and Tom Massey and Ro Khanna wrote the legislation in a way that gave the Trump administration and Republicans an out. That was my point. Now, funny enough, there was one other person that was there that I knew. There was one person that was there that I knew, only one. I didn't know anybody else that was there, but the one person that I knew who is a Republican, who I have debated, he and I were talking prior to filming, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, you know, I was trying to figure out how I'm going to come at this as someone on the left, and he was like, oh, you should da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, because this is what I think. And I said, son of a gun, he is literally saying what I was thinking. And so I was like, I have to get up there before him. If I want to be able to like actually say the things that I have to say, I got to get up there before him. And he got up there and he spammed all the stuff that I'm sitting there. You ever like, think about it. You guys ever had food that was so good and you didn't eat all the food? You decided that you were going to leave it and have it for lunch tomorrow. And you put it in the refrigerator. You go to bed. You wake up, you're going throughout your day, and you're thinking, God damn, that food was so good. I can't wait to have that for lunch. And you get your mouth set for that food. And then lunchtime comes. You walk into the kitchen. You open up the refrigerator and the food isn't there. And you're like, what in the hell happened to my food? And then you hear your wife, your husband, your brother, your sister, your kids in the other room. And you walk into the other room and they're sitting there eating your food. And not only are they eating your food, but as you're walking in, they're taking the last bite of that food. All I could do was sit there and watch him eat my food, because when I tell you, he rattled off every fucking point that I wanted to make, like every single one of them. And I sat there with my flag up like, somebody stop him. I was looking around the circle. I said, ain't nobody else gonna raise their flags? Somebody help me stop him. Stop him from saying all the shit. Like he nailed it. He did a great job. He nailed it. So I'm positive that's gonna make the actual cut, because like he ran through every single thing that I had written down, and he was a Republican. Fucking wild. Anyway, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure out what time it's gonna be on tomorrow, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a live stream, and we'll have multiple people on, including the person that I was just speaking about. So Who's Santana referring to? Yeah, I didn't say a name. I didn't say a name just because I'm keeping it low key as far as the people that I'm going to have on the stream tomorrow. But it's all people that actually were on the Surrounded. So, Noah, I disagree with you. I disagree with Noah being in the chat. How about that? How about that? Host running. Noah, I bet you won't hit that request button. Noah, I bet you won't hit that request button. Noah's running. Noah's running. Noah's running. Noah will not hit that request button. Noah's running. Fucking knew it. Fucking knew it. Fucking knew it. And Noah, you know what? I'll do you one better. I got you, Noah. Don't worry. I'll do you one better. There we go. I sent you a request, Noah. Hit that accept, Noah. Hit that accept, Noah. You guys don't give Noah a hard time. Also, don't let him rage bait you. Noah is a friendly. Noah's a friendly. Don't let Noah rage bait you. He's a friendly. He's an op at the same time being a friendly. This guy though, Zero, Gnu, whatever. Get up here, you fucking coward. I sent you a request. You guys are so weird. You guys are oddly fascinating and weird. I sent you a request. Get up here, you coward. I didn't say Noah was innocent. Noah's not innocent. He's an op. He's not innocent. I mean, he's a friendly op, but he's not innocent. Stop rage baiting the chat. Then he's talking about we got to work on the chat being hostile. Like you come in here and you rage bait them all the time, guys. At this point, we should know who he is and just like disregard him. You guys ever watch Sister Sister? Has anyone ever seen Sister Sister? Sister Sister. Have you guys seen that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Noah's Roger. Just if anyone's wondering what's Noah's deal, Noah is Roger. Go home, Roger. That's who Noah is. So like that's what we're doing every single time. Every single fucking time. Go home, Roger. All right. Speaking of going home, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it, guys. I'm gonna call it. Oh, holy shit! Holy shit! That was in the chat for Caroline. Thank you for that, Leo. That's fucking crazy. That was in the chat for Caroline for the galaxy as well. Holy fuck, Caroline! Thank you. The Leo followed by 2 galaxies. What in the holy hell? And the hand hearts. Caroline said, let me go ahead and let this Gatling gun off. Ain't no fucking way. W's in the chat. Holy shit. I know that's right. Wait. Not Philip saying, hold my beer. Wait. Philip said, hold my beer. Fucking W's in the chat for Phil. Now I owe you lunch. I got you. I definitely owe you lunch. I definitely owe you lunch. Philip said, hold my beer. Oh shit. You guys are crazy. W's in the chat for Ren for the $2 donation saying, I love how the Maori sisters sisters growing up. Did you ever watch the Twitchies movies they did in Disney Twitchies? No, I didn't. I don't know what that movie is. Sorry. I don't. One thing I will say before I go though. Where are my anime fans? Can I get a show of hand of any and every person that's in the live right now that is an anime fan? Can you raise your hand? Raise your hand if you are a fan of anime. Okay, I see some hands there. Sean, Much Mouth, April, Jason, Gee, got it. Let's go over here on Twitch. What we got? Vash. Yep, I see Vash over on YouTube. I see Chloe. I see X Mooney. I see Talus. I see Ferry. Okay, cool. All right. Hey, to all my anime fans, are you guys listening? Do I have everyone's attention? Do I have all of your attention? Each and every one of my anime fans, are you guys listening? Okay. I blame you. It's your fault. I blame you. Why in the hell did no one tell me that Black Clover was peak? Why did none of you tell me that I should be watching Black Clover? I blame you. 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 You. I blame every single one of you. It's your fault. How dare you guys keep that from me? How dare you guys keep that knowledge from me? I am the audacity, the unmitigated gall of you guys not to tell me that Black Clover was peak. I am so disappointed in all of you. I am so disappointed in each and every one of you. I can't believe you guys. Now, I'm like, if you guys were holding out on me when it comes to Black Clover, what else are you keeping from me? Right? What other secrets are you guys hiding from me? I can't even trust y'all no more. I can't even trust the chat no more. Exactly. You guys need to take accountability. As a matter of fact, boom, you guys need to take accountability. You guys are having issues with accountability, and you guys need to take accountability. I'm going to put that up here. Dwayne, I don't need to take responsibility for anything. You guys are the ones that hid that anime from me. I'm innocent. I'm like a sweet little baby lamb, a sweet little baby Jesus in swaddling clothing in the manger. I'm innocent. I am absolutely innocent. I am pure. I am unsullied. You in this situation, you're unclean in the biblical sense. Yep. Not on me. Not on me. Seeing what lightning? I don't know what lightning you talk about. I don't know what lightning you're talking about. I tried Dr. Stone. I didn't really care for Dr. Stone that much. W's in the chat for Aunt Pickle, who sent a $5 donation saying the definition of nearest, the first person you see after your days of holding my beer. Oh man. Thank you for the money gun. W's in the chat for Janice for the $15 donation saying, love and appreciate your content. Thank you so much, Janice. You're fucking awesome. W's in the chat for Mander for the $1 donation saying, you just got a new Twitch sub and over one. Really? Holy shit. We're at 1,100 followers over on Twitch. Let's fucking go. And W's in the chat for Queen Anne. Queen Anne just became a subscriber over on Twitch. Also, whose move was the cocaine and clutch? Roddy Run? No, who used the cocaine and clutch? Sorry, who popularized it? Bob Backlund, right? No, Bob Backlund used the cross-faced chicken wing. The cocaine and clutch. Oh, Samoa Joe. Yeah. Samoa Joe. Joe's gonna kill you. Yeah. Wait, what happened? What happened? Oh. I remember that cross-faced chicken thing. Yeah, cross-faced chicken wing. Yeah. Debbie's in the chat for Isabella for the $5 donation saying Claymore and Soul Eater. Okay, so I need to watch Claymore and Soul Eater next. Chat, is that valid? Is Claymore and Soul Eater valid? Yes. Claymore is so good. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I'll check it out. Dan. I have a hard time like checking out Dan because of the name. Like that's my issue, is the name is Dan. You didn't like it? Yeah. Hell's Paradise is good too. Hell's Paradise is really good. Also, I started watching Sentenced to Be a Hero. I kind of fucks with Sentenced to Be a Hero. Tokyo Ghoul. I heard Tokyo Ghoul was really good. Claymore is slept on. Oh, you said JJK. Come on now. You are my spaceship. Do 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 do. Oh fuck. Listen. For all of my JJK fans. You know what? We're gonna do this really quick. Fuck it. I want to do this. I want to play one of my favorite things, and which that is Hood JJK. For all of my JJK fans, you're gonna love this. And not only are you gonna love this, if you haven't seen this episode, then this is funny as shit. I love Hood JJK. Oh wait, hold on. Hunter x Hunter is fucking dope. Okay, this is my.
Need something else, cuz? If not, get to.
Okay, 1 second. All right. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I was wondering why that was happening. Hold on. I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. That's where we needed to be. Okay, you guys ready?
Need something else, cuz? If not, get to stepping.
Talking to. Get off my bitch, you like the you look like on the guys you saw. Weed. You ladies done already? Cause I got all day. Now who's stepping up next? Turn me up!
I'm gonna skip past the opening credits.
The following content is a fan-created parody. I do not possess any rights to the anime or manga of Jujutsu Kaisen. Kindly show your support by accessing the official release.
Play this time. Make this family some money like she been supposed to.
I mean, she's your cousin.
And all she ever did was barely lift a blade. Hopefully her extra crispy ass can heal up and finally hit the blade this time. Make this family some money like she been supposed to.
Sir, from what I heard, she's physically fine. It's mostly just scars across her body.
Scars across the body? Sound like that link dropping soon.
Sir, that's not...
Save it. Damn, bitch, what took you so long? You beta bitches better stop nagging me, acting like some females. Y'all on my time. Close that door. I gotta have a family meeting with my big sisters. I'll assume y'all here to grieve together as siblings, or whatever this is, but y'all know this clan and every coin it's got, it's going straight to me. Shut your bitch ass up! Now look at you, her leading with emotion like a bunch of bitches.
Ding dong, your daddy's dead.
Bitches, you cool?
Ahem. The old man entrusted me with his will, and it reads as thus. Unfortunately, my firstborn sons were some bitches. So the new head of the Zenin clan will be my brilliant baby boy, Naoya Zenin. He and he alone shall inherit the vast rebuilt Zenin fortune, rags, riches, and or bitches that come with it.
Oh, bitch, on the guys, I'm braided up.
However, if the young rich Gojo is dead, locked up, bankrupt, and or broke, the broke nigga Toji crash out clause will be reneged, and his son Megami will be named the head of the Zenin clan, inheriting the rebuilt fortune, rags, riches, and or bitches that come with it.
That's some motherfucking bullshit. Cause Nepo baby got thrown in jail. That crybaby crashed out, gets my birthright. Where the f is Mag right now?
I believe he's with you, Jika.
Oh, the gangbanging bitch with the bag on his head. Let me go ahead and kill two birds with one stone real quick. Double my bag up.
But, sir.
Bitch, stop flapping them gums and get the double knot in my shit. I got betas to beat on.
Hello, you have a collect call from the Shibuya County Prison Realm Correctional Center. To accept this call, say yes or press 1.
So it's me, huh?
Gojo, you good?
Bitch, I'm locked up. What you think?
Don't be like that, cuz. I've been out here getting active.
Parkour, cuz. Parkour, cuz. Come on, cuz. I think he ricocheted something. Shit.
I ain't gonna lie, though. The streets ain't the same without you, cuz. It's going through it.
Calorie friends, what kind of off-brand shit? What are Nutri-Grains at, cuz?
But none of that matters, cuz I'ma beat every ass I see till you home free, Gojo, cuz.
You about to use up all my jail minutes.
My bad, cuz. Just know we out here yelling free Gojo till it's backwards.
Hey, blood. What that free Gojo till it's backwards shit mean? I ain't never understood that shit, blood.
It just means we saying free Gojo till Gojo free. Real easy concept, cuz.
Hey, you ain't gotta say it like I'm stupid or something, blood. I'm still your big brother.
You gonna keep spamming that shit, huh, cuz?
Come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. Also!
Yeah, blood!
About time, cuz.
Look here, blood. Watch who you talking to.
Your
old ass lucky I'm here. Almost got your head knocked off your shoulders, cuz.
I don't care about none of that. I'm still the big brother, blood.
Can you say anything else, cuz?
Hey, crib bitch. You seen my cousin?
Who the hell are you, cuz?
Keep that cuz shit to yourself, gangbanger. Now, you seen my cousin or not?
Nigga, I don't know you. Why would I know who your cousin is?
Meg, bitch ass.
Oh, Meg? That's my dog. But no, I ain't seen that nigga, cuz.
You know, fucking hell. How about the bitch with the bun-buns? You seen my cousin, woman?
What you say, blood?
Nigga, you a man? What's with the bun-buns then? You look like a bitch.
You need something else, cuz? If not, get to stepping.
Fuck you talking to?
Get off my...
I'll beat you like the bitch you look like on the guys you saw. We. You ladies done already? Cause I got all day. Now who's stepping up next?
Hey, cuz, you hear that shit? Now, what's got you hoes acting out? Cause I'll slap everybody in this bitch. Well, cut with the zesty stain. Itadori Yuji, cuz. You got money on your head, and Daddy Yuda's come to collect. Nigga, who? Anybody trying to stop my bag getting put in one.
Oh, that big dog. Alpha to Alpha, I'm not even trying to be in your way. I already know the infamous Daddy Yuda already claimed the bag on this dumbass gangbanger.
Blood slobbing on it, ain't he?
Yeah, homies, I was gonna say the same shit. So if you know all that, why you in my business?
Hey, I was just softening them up for you, boss.
Cuz scared as ain't he?
Blood, I'm saying.
I don't give a about shit you talking.
Hey, blood, I'm gonna blow this bitch. And you get gone before Pimp Lucius ass can even figure out what happened.
Cuz, are you crazy?
On 3, blood.
My bad, man, my bad. How about I get out y'all way? They all yours.
3.
Damn it, Bozo! Man, move, cuz!
Bitch ass beta.
Man, what's your problem, blood?
You ended every sentence with blood. And you like what? 30 or some shit?
I'm 150.
And still gangbanging? Grown man, by the way. Go start a family or something, nigga.
Mm-hmm. Now say my motherfucking name. Get off me, cuz! Bitch, I'm a thug. I ain't calling no grown man daddy. And you're screaming like a hoe. What about cutting shit, cuz? Nigga got his sword for the fashion. What you say? No, say it again. What's all that hot shit you was talking, cuz?
I fought bitches who hit harder. Fight back, pussy. Fight back. I know you hear me. Blood. We ain't done. Off the glass, little nigga.
Is you done with them love taps, blood? I barely felt a thing.
Don't even worry about it, bitch.
Counter, it's over, blood. Bitch, you stabbed me, blood.
Yes, slow ass. Last time I checked, that's what knives are made for, nigga.
Let's make this simple. You reach, I teach. You talking heavy, but ain't did shit all fight, cuz. You think you untouchable, little nigga? You ain't shit but a walking price tag. On the dead homies, you gonna have to take my life for that shit. Fuck your dead homies. A bag on your head sound like a bag in my pocket. Oh, make a move then, cuz. Oh, so we running now. What car, cuz? Cash code. I'm throwing cars. Ain't no more running, bitch. Shit. It's cool, I got something for you. Cheap ass name. What you say, cuz? Touche, ho. Enough talking. Rika, baby, handle my lightweight. On God, we done talking. Now make a move. Rika, hold him down. Okay. Now I'ma say this one more time. Say my name, nigga. I'm not saying that shit, cuz. You cheated. You brought your baby mama in this. Wrong answer.
Bitches love the buns, blood. You gotta let that shit go.
Oh, you one of them pandering ass female-centered niggas. My brother's the same way, weak-minded asses.
Who I'm supposed to pander to? Niggas? Do you hear yourself, blood?
You bitch and nag just like them niggas too.
Hey, that's supposed to be your blood. You hate your brothers or something?
Hell yeah. Them old niggas let a young alpha come in and outshine them. If you older and still behind me, you ain't no family of mine. Any high-value man would say the same.
Nah, I ain't the type to be negative about my blood. Blood, the building blocks of what makes you you, blood. And I ain't talking about that shit in your veins either, blood. I'm talking about your brothers, your buzzins, all your binfolk. Also been round the block and made plenty mistakes, blood. But my brothers, my blood, they'll never have to bump their heads like Boso did. And that's what blood for, blood.
The fuck are you yapping about?
My blood!
Shit! You raggedy bun wearing bitch, this shit got in my mouth!
Don't even worry about it, blood. Dead niggas don't got taste buds.
Fuck out my way. Now, I went and handled business, but you in here with your ass tooted in the air. That don't feel crazy?
Man, chill on me. You act like I'm doing this shit on purpose.
I'm just saying, as a man, couldn't let that shit happen to me. What the hell happened, cuz? Oh, thank God. Boy, I thought you was gone for good. Thank God? Bitch, you the reason I died. Look here. The higher-ups put a crazy bag on your head, and if I didn't step in, who knows who would have came to collect. Oh, so you faked my death. Oh, thank God. I had a dream that Crip Hollow was real, and they play way too much Snoop Dogg up there, cuh. It wasn't nothing fake about it. Nigga, you was dead for real. What you say, cuh? I ain't missing out on no free bag. I've been to the bank and back before you woke up. Damn, cuh.
UG, I've been looking everywhere for your ass, bruh. Come on, nigga, I need your help.
Hand me, cuh. Use your words, nigga. You ain't just gonna grab me up like no child.
My bad, bruh. I'm just panicking right now. I wake up in the hospital after the function, and somehow I'm the head of the Zenin clan now. Then my daddy died in the middle of all that bullshit, and now—
Oh, your pops passed for real this time? Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, cuh. Rest up, big toe.
No, nigga, that's not the problem. The problem is he's still fucking here.
What you mean, cuh?
Ever since they told me about how much bread I got now, this nigga won't get out my head.
Damn, I can't be proud of you, son. Just think about how much we up right now. Nigga, we rich.
We ain't shit. You dead.
You okay over there, cuh?
You telling me you can't hear him?
We gonna take out $100,000, put it on the Bears winning the Super Bowl. It's gonna be plus 4,000. Parlay gonna hit for $1 million billion. I ain't never missed on the parlay.
Get out of my head!
Oh, yeah.
Utica, don't look at me. We got bigger shit to deal with than some old dead nigga.
That's still my daddy, bro.
The culling game about to start. The what, cuh? Save your questions, because before all this bullshit start, we gotta chop it up with the OG over at O Block. The problem is, don't nobody know how to get to O Block. Well, let's figure this shit out then, cuh. But before we get started, I gotta ask, man, cuh, what's going on with Nabara? For sure, cuh. For sure.
I ain't never heard of the bowling games, but I know where O-Block is, blood. I got dead brothers buried up there.
Bro! Cuh, did you just spawn? Cuh, you can't be doing that.
Shit, my bad, blood.
Anyway, cuh, I guess we headed to the O.
Oh, we going back to the O? Let me grab my jersey. It's Chicago, nigga.
Look who's back from the dead.
I could say the same to you, cuh. Oh, shit. Hey, Miss Yuki.
Yeah, don't you get started.
Zen, baby, you good? You had me worried sick.
Worried? Been playing Passport Bros with Miguel for half a year, but somehow you worried about me.
Wait, baby. I was in the motherland getting connected to my roots.
Ain't no cell service in the motherland, nigga?
Yeah, baby, but—
My motherfucking phone can't tell.
Oh, young love. I miss talking to my favorite nigga crazy.
Bruh, can we get started already? All right, blood. Once we hit the bar, I need an Italian beef, extra peppers, extra dip. After that, we go pay respects to my brothers. Then we figure out where y'all OGs stay. Any questions, blood?
Yeah, that sounds nice or whatever, but who the fuck are you?
Y'all just had to ask. That's my big brother, cuh.
Yeah, blood!
Take all the time you need, cuh.
Rest in peace, blood.
Bitch, I'm ghost told you. That nigga told you. Not broke nigga told you. My son got all the money. He put in parlays for me. Breadwinner told you. My parlays hitting funny, but they can't put it on me. Cause bitch, I'm ghost told you.
Nigga, shut up!
My fault, I thought you was fucking dead.
Damn, what happened here, cuh?
Yeah, Meg, what happened here?
Don't ask my son shit. A bitch thought she could get lit with a pill popper, so I left that bitch thoughts on the pavement.
They can't hear you.
Wow.
Where this nigga at, blood?
Shit, I thought I was tripping.
So we came here for nothing?
You see anything, Miss Yuki?
I'm sure you can see the same amount of nothing I see.
My bad, cuh.
So what we do now?
Might as well not waste a trip. Let's hit Harold's or something.
Hell
Sounds good to me.
I want to see the bean, cuh.
Now, who do we have here? A MILF with no kids, cursed Zen baby, Big Brother Blood, an award-winning crash out, Daddy Yuta, the Crip who became Sukana's vessel, and Ghost Toji.
Oh, yeah!
What's happening?
I freaking love Hood JJK. Daddy Yuda, yeah. Daddy Yuda. I freaking love Hood JJK. Like, not gonna hold you. I absolutely love Hood JJK. Fix that. What was that called? It was called Hood JJK. Okay. So it's even better if you've actually seen Jujutsu Kaisen. But like, it's funny as shit. It's funny as shit. I'm telling you. I freaking love Hood JJK. That's just one of my favorite recent episodes. The hidden inventory arc though with Toji is hilarious. You need to watch with Mahito. Yeah, Mahito. Oh my god. All of them are so good. Rab So Petty is a fucking like artist. It's crazy. It's crazy. Rab So Petty is so good. But I love Hood JJK. I love it. And then also they got like the Hood Anime Awards. Oh, so good. W's in chat for Janice for the $5 donation saying I was heavy into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was growing up. Kabara would never get on his level to this day, no matter what he tried to conjure up. Exactly. W's in the chat for Hector. Hector sent a $5 donation saying petition to start late night anime live. You know what? That would be fun. That would be fun. I'm telling you, there's so many Hood JJK episodes. You know what? At one point, I might sit here and watch all of them with you guys or something. I don't know. But when I tell you, I know every line from every Hood JJK. And I literally watch it every single day. I watch Hood JJK every single day. So there's that. Yeah, it is great. Was that the first time? Is there any anime fans and that was their first time seeing it? Is there anyone who's an anime fan and that was their first time seeing Hood JJK? Well, Hector say don't talk about it, be about it. W's in the chat for Just Devin for the $2 super chat to say you like One Punch Man is one of my favorites. I love One Punch Man. Elmo, you want to come up for a second? I sent you a request.
Santana, how you doing?
Good. So that was your first time seeing Hood JJK, but you've seen JJK?
Yeah, bro. I always see JJK. That last episode was so peak, man. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. Okay. So based off of knowing that you've seen JJK and then you watch, what did you think about that?
Bro, it's funny. Like there's so many videos that I've been seeing on TikTok, like just people do like voiceovers, but I never knew that there's an actual Hood JJK. Did you hear of Puro Juice? He's a UK rapper that makes JJK rap videos.
Oh yeah, I have. I see his stuff on TikTok all the time.
Did you see the Maki one?
The one for Murder Maki?
The one when she completely lost it and she went against everyone after her sister was unalive.
Yeah. When he did the one for Murder Maki. Yeah, I saw that one.
Bro, this guy, I swear. Look, to be honest with you, man, I think the second part is going to be mental. That ending alone by itself was so good. But to be honest, that was funny. If you're going to be doing like these lives and just kind of like put them up late night ones.
I might. Like, I sit around and watch this all the time. So, like, I don't know. But I wanted to get the perspective from someone who has seen the anime but never saw that and really get what they thought. Because, like, when I tell you they go all the way back to the beginning of JJK, it is the best thing. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, to be honest with you, a lot of these voiceovers, there's the AI has been taking over a lot of these stuff. They started making episodes of the late chapters when it's just like Gojo versus Sukuna. They started making them and the quality is unreal, but then they do the voiceovers and everything. But I've seen there was a similar UK version voiceover. Let me find it and I can send it to you. It's not like the Hood one, but it's kind of like they made a whole separate episode, but the voiceover is just UK and it's just like full on like Roadman style.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this one is done by Rab So Petty. He's the one. Have you ever heard, like, you've been scrolling through TikTok and you heard like, roses are red, weapons against me won't prosper. With this sacred treasure, I choose
Yeah.
That's Rab So Petty. He's the one that came up with that, but he's the one that did all these hood JJKs.
Oh, okay. I seen a clip. I seen a clip of it, and then Maharaga comes up, and then I've seen that clip with Maharaga in it.
He say free Gojo. yeah. That's it. Anyway, Omar, I appreciate you coming up. Okay.
No worries, brother. Take care.
All right. Have a good one. Yeah, guys, I freaking love hood JJK. Thank you for going down a rabbit hole with me. Management sent me a message and said, y'all watching anime now? Yeah, baby, we watching anime. Yeah, we are, baby. Yeah, we are. That was in chat for management. All right, guys, I'm officially going to get out of here. And yep, you guys probably aren't going to see me for the rest of the day. Me and my wife going to go out and do some hood rat shit. So I heard anime. Yeah, we did. We just watched it. Me and management about to go do some hood rat shit. So y'all not going to see me online for the rest of the day. Well, whenever she gets back. Whenever she gets back, we're gonna go out and do hood rat shit. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Let me get here. Let's go.
You stepped in the box. Now you're in the ring. Ain't no hugs here. You better take your best swing. Mike Hot, who wanna step in the flame? This ain't a debate, this a mind game. Facts type lies, get left in chain. One wrong word, get slapped out your name. This ain't TikTok T, this a war zone talk. No script, no filter, no safe walk. Bring stats who get scrambled like a glitch. I got fire in my mouth like I came from the pit. Yeah.
Hey, W's in the chat for the chat. W's in the chat for the chat. You guys fucking brought it all day long. This was a banger of a live, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I do. I love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. As soon as I find out what time they're releasing that Jubilee episode, I'll make sure to update it. Guys, if you haven't joined my board, join the board. I got a board or whatever now on TikTok. That's the best way to see updates. I'll put the information there or the Discord or whatever. Anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for all the gifts, the taps, the likes, the shares. Thank you all for being absolutely amazing. Thank you for being you. I love the hell out of each and every one of you. I love you. I'll see you later. And as always,